Oh, we're live.
Hello. Hey, what's up there? Everybody
Murph.
out there in Kiss World.
Murph goes first one. Oh, you get a prize for that, Murph.
He was waiting.
There's a prize.
Awesome.
Yep.
I'm glad someone likes us.
We got one person watching us. That's good.
That's so great.
Hi, Murph.
Sonny, what the hell? What were you talking about? What? I'm confused. There's too much going on here with spreadsheets.
I was messing with you.
Oh God,
with you on the spreadsheet.
I thought you were serious.
No,
I'm like, oh man.
Cell A5 is very important.
Oh my God,
it's protected. Don't erase the formula.
Oh, I can't wait to break down numbers. Zeus, look who joined us.
I can't see shit.
Oh, you can't?
Well, I'm doing the sharing, Tom.
Oh, it's Jack Pinocchio.
Oh, I don't have the music.
Sorry, no, we can't. We're live streaming, Jack, so we can't do the music. Sorry for you. Sorry, but Jack, where are you right now? Are you in Australia? Where are you?
I don't know. It's said today, so
yeah.
You have to assume.
That's crazy. Bill Sharp's here.
Are we going to talk to any of these people? Or are we just sitting here?
I know we're gonna.
Everybody, I was trying to share it too.
Well, anyways, I'm glad everybody's here. That is here tonight. We did an episode a couple of weeks back where we talked about the 10 albums we reviewed. Obviously, these albums aren't in order, and we started it up, and we had a great time doing it. It was fascinating. At least we find it fascinating. Anytime we're doing rankings and lists, it's always fascinating. And so then the following week, we did our Kiss Jeopardy episode. And before we got into it, we started talking about this list with Steve from Potter Than Hell, Sonny from 15,000 Podcasts. And what happened is I found the conversation going so well that I'm like thinking to myself right off the top, and I'm texting Tom, like, we need to get this on a live cast. This needs just to be, a natural, discussion that we could just do on a live cast and organic and let it go. And here we are.
Yeah.
And never mind, we were already recording something while you were thinking all that. So his attention was in two separate places.
Well, it was funny. No,
like now.
But Zeus is right. Like that. So when we had you guys on for the by the way, hello everybody. Brad, Matt Porter, thank you. Hello. Tony Smith. Oh God, Tony Smith is here. We're in trouble now.
Tony.
But like Zeus said, like at the beginning of the Jeopardy episode, we always do like previous episodes. So we started talking about that, and then we started getting your guys' feedback on those albums. And Zeus and I, like we said, even after we started recording, we're like, okay, this could be a live stream because this could be a discussion that we could just go all over the place, and especially with interaction from people watching and hearing everybody's horrible opinions. So that's always a good time.
That guy.
Yeah, do you guys want to introduce yourselves or something, or are we just going to assume everyone knows who you are because you guys are superstars?
Go ahead, Righty.
They're superstars.
Hey, guys. Steve Wright from Potter Than Hell podcast. You guys have seen me before on here. I did the Jeopardy episode with these three bozos here. Came in second, by the way. Hi, everybody out there. And, yeah, Matt Porter, cool. I got that. Peter signed it, too.
Oh, nice, yeah. Oh, and Jeremy Harper wants to know if that's a Prince guitar behind Sonny.
And that is a cloud guitar. There was a short period of time where you could get them from the Prince estate. I got mine before that, but
yep.
Hi, I'm Sonny, podcast actor, Grown Up Rock. Hello. I'm the guy who came up with all the stupid questions that Tommy keeps losing on.
Hey, I'm proud to be a back-to-back zero. I can't. I'll take that. So, by the way, Murph jumped in and said, "Great shirt." So this shirt, I'm wearing it in honor of the live stream because we did Paul and Gene's album. But Murph bought me this shirt maybe 25 years ago, and the fact that I still have it and it's still in good shape, so I wore it for two reasons.
Where did he get it?
I have no idea. He gave it to me. He gave this to me ages ago, like forever ago.
Yeah.
Is that just Gene and Paul?
No. It's
okay.
everybody. And then on the back it says Kiss and the big logo on the back.
He can't show you the back because he's got it cut so it still fits him.
Hey, come on, man.
An old funeral home trick.
Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah, and we were saying this. You were asking me, Tom, about this shirt.
Yes.
I think I got it at the end of the road when I was with Murph. Outside one of the vendors. Hey man, kiss shirt. $10, $15, right?
Yep.
Because the camouflage, and I think it's already fading after I washed it once.
Oh yeah, those duffel bag parking lot shirts, they look awesome, and then you wash them once, and then the next thing you know, you're doing dishes with them usually. So
You hope they're coming from a duffel bag.
although I did get an awesome one when we went to the Freedom to Rock show in Worcester. There was a guy selling one. The thing was beautiful. The graphic on the front was terrific. Graphics on the back were awesome, but it was funny because the graphic on the back had, this like awesome like print with the dates and the cities, but it had Paul, Gene, Ace, and Peter on the back of the shirt. And then the front of the shirt had the band doing like the Freedom to Rock, the draped in the American flag, like that graphic that they had. So I was like, for $10 and a duffel bag parking lot shirt, I'll take it. And that one hasn't fallen apart yet.
Yeah, I have one from one of those bootleg shirts that I picked up, and it has like the Kiss Now on there, Tommy and Eric, and it has Ace and Peter's signatures. Like,
yeah. Hey, Matt Porter just said we should all be in Nashville this weekend for Rockin' Pod. Yeah, I know a lot of people are big fans of that. Unfortunately,
yeah, that'd be this weekend.
Yeah, unfortunately, everything's canceled, including Rockin' Pod. So I guess you can come here and hang out with us.
Yeah,
it's not Rockin' Pod, but
we are rocking.
The duffel bag shirts, I never end up getting one because I'm all like, hey, dude, you got 5X? He's like, 5X? I'm like, hey, you got 5X? Because no, then what good are you? And I walk away.
That's several other podcasters. That's not, I'm not. I said several.
Show.
I didn't say one.
Stop the show. Oh man. All right. So what are we doing? What are we getting into? Where do we start?
Well, I was trying to share this because one of us here is technologically impaired. He doesn't know how to share. So I just shared it, yours, Steve, on your own.
Oh, I shared it too. I was able to do it. But thank you, though.
Steve has Facebook on his Jitterbug phone, so he knows he knows how to use it.
It's my Firefly phone.
On his flip fucking
MySpace on his sidekick.
on his
Sidekick or the LG rumor.
Oh well.
Oh boy.
With the Tuca hat? This isn't a Tuca hat. It's a blue hat. It's not a Tuca hat.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Anyway, so we want to discuss the albums that we've already reviewed. We're not going to get into crazy math. I know Tom would have a fucking heart attack if we start. You want to do numbers, Tom?
Let's do numbers. Well, no, there's a couple numbers that we do want to look at, especially like everybody's top 20 like combined. I know Sonny and Steve ranked their top 20. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
And so what we wanted to do is just go back and review the albums. And, being that it's Shout Out Loudcast, we're prepared better than other times. Today, I was thinking, do you want to go through each album as we review them, or each album as they are chronologically, and then go where we rank the songs and what we think about each album? Or do you just want to go to album covers, discuss what the best album cover is? Because let's go from worst to best.
Which one? What album covers?
Yeah, I think that's the least.
Do it. Let's go.
That's the least interesting,
controversial.
One. Yeah, I guess. So we obviously had our album covers review.
Yep.
Tom, and I'm looking at Sonny was kind enough to take everybody's reviews, add theirs, and get a combined score.
Yep, I'm looking at that as well.
Yeah, just to let everybody know, these are the albums we've reviewed so far. Kiss, the debut album. Dress to Kill, Rock and Roll Over. Gene Simmons.
From Kiss.
Paul Stanley. Unmasked. Animalize. Asylum. Hot in the Shade. And Psycho Circus.
Oh, boo.
Okay. Do you want to go through everybody's rankings, or do you want to just come up with the consensus and just say how we rank them all combined?
We're talking album covers here. So the combined, the four of us combined, our aggregate rankings of album cover quality, is so Asylum comes in last. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
I'm looking at.
Sonny, why don't you read it? Because you wrote this.
I have it right here. I have it right. I'm looking at it right here. Total combined rank, all four album cover rankings.
Yeah. Animalize is last. I'm looking
Letter A album.
Oh shit, you're right. No, Animalize is last, and then there's two that are tied. Then there's a couple that are tied. I'm sorry, you're right. So Animalize is last, then Asylum, then Hot in the Shade, then Psycho, Circus, and Unmasked are tied. Then you got Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons from Kiss debut, Dress to Kill, and Rock and Roll Over and Dress to Kill. Rock and Roll Over is number one. Dress to Kill and Kiss are kind of right there to it. So that's the top 10, four of us combined.
All right, let's go to let's start at the bottom. Do you guys? I mean, it's quite obvious, right? Animalize is the worst fucking Kiss album, at least of these 10.
All four of us agreed. That was the only one we agreed on.
Right?
That was the one that scored a perfect 10 because we all had it, I think, 10th.
That's right.
Yeah. Is there any way that was it difficult for anybody to pick that as last?
No.
Yeah.
And I've said before too, that to me, that I know that they weren't wearing makeup, obviously, but that was a missed opportunity for the band because they could have kind of like with the Asylum cover, and we'll get to that.
The back cover should have been the front.
Say that again, Steve.
The back cover should have been the front of Animalize. That would have been cool.
Is that the one where Paul has the huge afro?
Yes.
Because like the background looks like part of his hair.
Dude, like Paul Stanley looks like my sister in high school in the back of that album cover. Okay? Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, Steve's holding it up right now. I mean, come on.
He makes Eric Carr's hair look small.
And the funny thing about it is they're standing there in open flame. So I want to know how far he is away from that.
Eric looks really good in that photo, though, dude. You got to admit that.
Does he? Steve, hold it up again.
Eric looks really good in that photo.
Yeah, he does. He looks kind of. He looks
guy and having that. He's like the most normal looking one in that picture.
There you go.
He's a normal, good looking man.
Yep.
It's a little short and a huge hair, but
yeah.
He's normal. He's not like what? Put that one up one more time, Steve, please. Look at fucking Cucamonga hairdo. What the fuck is that?
It's so bad. Tony Smith says it's pandemic poodle hair. Matt Porter says Rock and Roll the best cover of all time. That's a consensus among a lot of Kiss fans. But that is just. And Stephen Wood goes. It looks like Mark St. John is photobombing that picture.
Jack wants to know if your sister's chest is that hairy.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not sure about that. I don't know, but I do know about the hair on the head. That's all I can vouch for. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. All right, guys. The other one I want to say, the next one worst is Asylum. Now, it's an interesting conversation because me and Tom talked about this.
Yep.
I, for one, think I like Asylum because I think it's different. It signifies that era, and you can pin it out and be like, okay, yep, that's the 85. That's the glam look. They really went over the top. And they did an album like that. Yeah, so I think it's different. It's not, I don't know. I'll give it that credence that it's, at least they did something. And they got creative with the 4 different colors on the lipstick and try to, foreshadowing the colors with other band members.
At least the band's on there.
Yeah, we said that, Zeus, when we did the Asylum review. Can you imagine in this day and age with social media, if Kiss released that album with Bruce having Ace's color and Eric having Peter's color? In 1985, it raised some eyebrows, but now with the toxicity of social media, people would have lost their mind. But that being said, I think like Steve, hold up the back cover again. By the way, I love Steve with the visual aids tonight.
Yeah, I have all the Kiss records are like right there.
That's perfect. No, that's perfect. Because that's a cool cover because it looks 85. It looks like, but it's of the era. I'm not saying it's great, but it's of the era. I don't know.
It's better than a blue thong.
I'd rather have a real picture, though. Do we
I
need
agree.
to have like Paul's chest hair drawn in and his Kim Possible showing? Like, come on, like that.
But I think I think they said Paul said something about like the motels.
No, it's Gene's chest hair.
Yeah,
not even.
Oh, sorry, his stomach hair.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't notice it was that was the shirt.
Really? Flavor saver.
Because it was new wave. It was new wave. You had like you had the Go-Go's, you had Duran, you had and Paul I think made a reference to the motel. So it was like that. It wasn't like it was like an altered photograph. It was like an artsy photo type of thing. But but it was of the time. I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's why I enjoy it, because it signifies an era.
Yeah,
that's why I think it's a little bit original.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, so then you really get into. You either like the image or you don't. Hot in the Shade with the Sphinx, and then you got really Psycho Circus. That's what the next two worst ones rank.
The Hot in the Shade thing. Yeah, the Hot in the Shade thing. It's not great, but I think again, it's of the time. It's 89, 90. Came out in 89. It's like a cool. It's the Sphinx wearing the sunglasses, the postage stamp. Like it's a postcard. I don't have a problem with it. I think I'm not saying that it's a great picture, but I think the back cover could have been the front cover. Steve, if you flip that around, I think
that's a great picture.
I think that they're all wearing sunglasses. They're all kind of like dressed, like that. I don't know.
And it's blue.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, love that. Yep.
I like the picture. The band looks normal. Show that back cover one more time.
Paul
Bruce
flexing.
Doing the fucking
Paul
Bruce and his fucking how you doing Saturday Night Live skit.
Like the font. He looks like the font there.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind that cover. At least the thing I don't mind about the cover is at least they tried to be kind of catchy with the title and the cover art.
Yeah, Paul flexing his bicep.
Yeah, Brad Rustover says the Hot in the Shade cover gave us one of their greatest stage props ever. That is undeniable. You're right. That Leon the Sphinx. So hold on a second. Let's look at some of the comments from people. Let's see.
Matt Porter had a good one about Dynasty. If you just tilted it, if you turn Asylum a little bit to the left, is pretty much the Dynasty cover. Asylum.
Yeah, a non-makeup Dynasty cover. Okay.
Exactly. That's why I liked it.
Yep. Jeremy Harper, love the Asylum cover. The colors are a tip of the hat to the solo albums. Aaron Martell says, yeah, but what if that era blows? Jack Broad says the Asylum cover isn't that bad. I don't get all the hate for it.
There you go, Jack.
Yep. Murph says tricep flex by Paul. Jack Pinocchio says they look like the guys that would sell you a bootleg Kiss shirt after a show.
No, they don't. Not the ones we get.
Not the ones that we've seen.
I don't know. The ones I've seen at Oakland Coliseum.
Oh, yeah, I know. So what do we got next after Hot in the Shade? We got
your favorite. Your favorite album, Tom.
But see, the thing about Psycho Circus is I have the original CD, okay, that has like that lenticular cover.
I love that. I have a poster. I have it in a 20 by 20 right here.
Right, and I think that's all because it goes to like the Kiss with the curtains, and then you turn it, and it's the faces of like the carnival style. Like that is awesome. But the album,
that's awesome. See,
okay, all right, Steve. Yeah, Steve's got it. Yeah, that's
fucking terrible.
I don't think it's.
That's fucking terrible.
The reason I don't think it's.
Can I explain why?
Of course.
So this is the reunion album of Kiss. The original four are back. This is the album. Now, we obviously know later on that it's not really them. But that's the cover. Look at the iconic covers that we think of. The Dress to Kill, Destroyer, Love Gun. This is the best you can come up with your four original. Can you imagine how creative you could have been?
Steve, hold that up again and turn it so you can see the faces. Like if people, so if it's like that with the screaming clown and the four faces in front of like a carnival wagon, I don't think that's that bad. I think it's representative of the title, Psycho Circus, and I think it's creative. The thing with this album cover is it's creative. They were trying to do something eye catching and topical, so that's why I don't mind it.
You don't need a gimmick for the reunion of Kiss.
I see what you're saying.
You need to put again. Think about the opportunity that was missed. Think of the covers of Destroyer, Dynasty.
Yep.
Love Gun, Rock and Roll Over, Dress to Kill.
But it's 20 years later.
You couldn't come up or get an artist with a better design than let's put a fucking clown on the cover of a Kiss album. I mean, come on.
They could have had them busting out of a circus tent or something like that.
First of all, it's not
straight jackets flying or something.
Circus shit in this whole Psycho Circus shit fucking pisses me off. Never mind with that fucking horrible song that Paul shoves down our throat and says it's a classic, and it's not. But it's just fucking ridiculous. You got original Kiss back together, and you want to come up with a theme, like a new thing. Oh, now we're at a Psycho Circus. Ooh.
Okay, so
I'm the Latin tamer. Ooh. It's so stupid.
Couple comments here. So Graham Richley says Zeus is correct. It sucks. Jack says, do you dislike Psycho Circus because of the music or because it's 90% an album made by session artists? I don't care about that. I don't care who's playing the music. The album sucks because the music blows. There's a couple songs on there that are fun. Like I admit it. I Pledge Allegiance. I like Raise Your Glasses. The title track is okay, but a lot of the rest of the stuff is like We Are One is literally one of the worst songs in the history of recorded music. I mean, it is embarrassing. Like it's brutal.
I could not agree more.
Matt Porter said if the Psycho Circus cover revealed the logo to a photo of the band, it would be better than illustrations. Okay. But I see what Zeus, you're saying that they shouldn't have even went with a theme.
Yeah, it's the original band is back together. Think of what you could have come up with if you really put it out there to an artist. Hey, we've done Love Gun. We've done Rock and Roll Over. We've done this. What do you got for an image?
If they didn't do that you wanted the best, you got the best. That could have been a great album title for their comeback album.
Doesn't the song have to be better first?
Yeah, the song.
you would have hoped.
No, but that. Go ahead, Steve.
You would hope so, but it's better than Psycho Circus because, what is. I don't know. What the fuck is a Psycho Circus? Anyways.
And the thing about Within, the only thing about Within I like is the chorus. The verses are just unlistenable. And then everybody knows about I Finally Found My Way. And Journey of 1,000 Years just goes nowhere. The song is horrible.
Terrible.
Into the Void is.
All right, are we talking about album covers here? What are we doing?
We'll get to the albums later.
Okay,
I just think it's a missed opportunity. All right, I know what you said, Steve.
It is.
I know what Tom said, but I'm not sure I heard Sonny.
Cover.
I don't mind the cover.
Okay.
I just seeing them on Halloween. I don't mind the circus thing. I actually like the song Psycho Circus. There's some other songs on that album I don't like.
Yeah.
I like the whole thing where the faces come out. I like the back of that album cover.
Mm-hmm.
We all pretty much had it ranked 7th out of these.
Okay.
It's not going to knock your socks
I
off.
had it worse.
But I don't need the Love Gun Destroyer cover for sure.
So tied with Psycho Circus, the next one is Unmasked. Everybody's got different opinions on this one. Zeus, what do you got for Unmasked?
I had it low because I always thought it was stupid.
Did you think the cover was stupid, or did you not like that last panel where it says, I still think they stink? Like that's what pisses a lot of people off.
I don't know. I just think it's a cartoon. I thought it was silly. Especially, and I guess a lot of it also has to do with the fact that, it's funny when I got back into Kiss and I was buying albums because I don't remember Unmasked. As a kid, I fell off before Unmasked came out. So when I got back into Kiss with Asylum and stuff, I'm like, oh, Unmasked. This must be the album where they don't have their makeup on.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yep.
Listen to pop music. It's just, I don't know. It's not a very good comic. I think maybe they were trying to capitalize that they're going to be comic book heroes or what. The storyline in the comic is nothing special. I just wasn't impressed. That's all.
Steve, what do you think?
The only reason that I ranked that above Animalize was that at least there was pictures of the band on the album.
Yeah.
I still think they stink. It's just like stupid. It's absolutely freaking stupid. But I should have wore that shirt. Actually, I have an Unmasked shirt where it has this picture, right,
with Eric Carr.
But it was with Eric Carr underneath.
I've seen that.
Taking
That's
it
awesome.
off, and they take the Peter mask off, and it's Eric Carr.
Yep.
But like that's the only reason that I rank that above Animalize is that like you could actually see the band on the cover, even though it is like a comic book.
Yeah. Sonny, what about you?
Yeah, I don't mind the cover. I ranked it 6th. But you got to remember where I'm coming in. So I'm coming in at Fast Kiss, right? 85.
Yeah.
And then I'm going backwards. I'm also loving some of the stuff that's on the top 40 charts in the mid 80s. So by the time I get to Unmasked, it's Kiss plus Pop plus I was a huge comic book guy. So I didn't mind it. Yep. And I didn't know all the stories yet. And I didn't care. And there was, I wasn't super into Kiss yet. It wasn't one of my favorite bands. But I love the pop sensibility of the album. I like it better than Destroyer. Some people hate that I say that, but I do, because to me, they're more catchier melodies that could have been on the radio.
Yeah,
when you came in.
Speaking of talking about just the album cover, so I don't go off on another rant like Psycho Circus. I enjoy the album cover. I take it for what it is. I think it's they tried something different. They knew that it was a controversial, pivotal period for the band. The thing where it says I still say they stink, that I don't get, because that's not like self-deprecating humor in 1980. People thought they stunk. So like to do that is just, I don't know what they would, maybe they were trying to go for self-deprecating. It didn't work, but I kind of like the story and, the comic. It's clever. It's not one of my favorites, but I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Let's
move on. What's the next one after that?
Then we have the Paul Stanley solo album.
Well, actually, let's take these both combined, because I think what's next is Paul and Gene. Paul, and then Gene is ranked a little bit higher than.
Yeah,
so a little ways higher than Paul.
Yeah, so there you go, right there, the top 2 right there. So, yeah, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say is, look, Gene's to me is way more iconic. The blood and it's more menacing. And again, right, what do people in Kiss Army like better, the Demon or the Star Child? Obviously, we know where people are going to go on that. To me, it's a no-brainer. They're going to gravitate towards Gene. So they like the Demon image. And then the little blood dripping off. I think I had this ranked, if I'm not mistaken. This is my number 2. Tom, this is your number 2.
Yep.
You guys brought the Genes, that is. You guys brought it down. I think you both had it at number 4.
Yep. Real quick before we continue. So Tony and Brad were talking about Unmasked. They said the guy that was saying I still think they stink was supposed to be a critic. Yes, of course he was supposed to be a critic. I get that. What I'm saying is, why even put that in the comic? Everybody thought that they stunk. So why even
draw attention to something negative already?
That's my point. Right. That's all I meant by that. But let's get back to Paul and Gene.
Yeah. We've
said this before. The solo album, the 4 solo albums, the most iconic images, in my opinion, of the band ever. I mean, ever. And I guess whether or not how you feel about those album covers is probably how you feel about that individual member. I have Gene ranked higher because Gene's my guy, but the Paul picture is great. Gene with that little drip of blood, which was added later on by the artist, and then the little chain, and they're just iconic, and you just love all of them. I mean, even though I might not like the Peter album as much as the Paul album or whatever, all 4 of those album covers belong like in their own place. They're just amazing.
Yeah, Tom, I want to add that Graham Richley just said, Star Child image is as good as it could be for Paul's character. I agree with it.
Yep.
I agree. I think like you're not going to get much cooler than that. At least for me, I'm not into the whole Star Child. I don't even know what the fuck that means still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Murph adds, Paul redeemed himself on the solo cover after that campy cover on the debut album. If that's what you think about Paul, what do you think about Peter? Jesus. on the fucking debut album. What do you guys think about Gene and Paul's solo album covers?
Yeah, I think Tommy's on to something. It depends on if you're your guy or not. And I'm more of a Paul guy than I am a Gene guy. And Paul's not my favorite solo album cover, but it is more appealing to me than Gene's is. Now, we get to the music later. That's probably part of the reason too. But just total Kiss, my total history, Paul, I've been more of a Paul guy than a Gene guy anyway.
Yeah, so, Steve, what about you, buddy?
Right. Yeah, I actually got them when they actually came out, and I think Aces was probably the last one I got, but Gene's was the third one I got. I had Paul, then Peter. Crazy, how about that? But like the Gene's, I think is like the most badass of the solo album covers, and it's iconic. I just like how that. Defined what their color was, if you want to, if you will. Yeah. And, and it's been like that, ever since.
Yep. Yeah. No, agreed. So, all right. So after that, we then go up to the big three. We have separating these three is fractions of points. So we'll start with the bottom one, and that is the debut album.
I think the Peter image kills it.
It's brutal.
And even Gene's makeup isn't the same. Ace looks like Ace with the silver hair. It's not an image of the band that we know, and so that's why I don't think it's iconic.
Yeah, I the reason why I think it's iconic is obviously it's the first album, but I think it's iconic because they never looked like this ever again. Peter's makeup, thank God, would never look like that again. Ace really didn't do the full silver hairdo thing. Even Gene, like you can see, Steve, hold it up again a little. Even Gene's eye makeup became much more defined and the points came down.
And he never wore that scarf again either.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, it's iconic. It's for a debut album in 1974. That is an album cover that when you're in the record store, you're going to be like, holy shit, who are these guys? This is amazing. What's happening here?
Especially then. Can you imagine seeing that then?
That's what I mean.
That had to be insane. Yep. And this is a first pressing, by the way.
Okay. Oh, nice. Excellent. Yeah. Did you get the anniversary edition, the marble vinyl where there's like one drop of black marble?
Yeah, I did.
As opposed to the picture where the whole thing looks like a marble splatter?
Yeah. And I call mine the skid mark version.
Mine too.
It looks like a fucking skid mark in an underwear. It's just like a black line going up in one spot of the thing. So it's
Zeus is
terrible.
Pretending to not care about vinyl. So tell us what you think about the cover, Steve.
I like it. You know what? I think I rated that number 1. So I'm the one that probably threw the numbers off. I think it's just, and I put myself when I was ranking these, like, how would you think of when you went into a record store and saw these album covers? And I was like, back in 1974, that had to be like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? And that's why I put that number 1. Even though the Peter makeup is crazy, like you said, that was like a one-time deal for him. But it's just like, I think the wow factor in that, like, if you put yourself in that state of mind when it actually came out in 1974, it had to be like, what is this? I got to buy this and check it out.
Sonny.
Yeah, I had it at number 2. I like it that it's in black and that it's not cartoony, that it's more almost dark, right?
Yeah.
Which that part's cool. And I can only imagine, right? They put this album out, and by the time they're at their third album, the makeup has already changed twice, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm assuming like a coin's like, guys, you guys are, we have an iconic look we're trying to start, and you guys keep changing it. Like, you got to stop messing with this look, right?
Yep.
But I would have been fine with Paul being in the Bandit makeup. I always liked the Bandit makeup. I don't know why people don't like it.
You know what's awesome too is if you go online, and I'm sure everybody has seen this, but if you go online, you look at some of the outtakes from that photo session, there are some fucking sick pictures. There's one picture where the camera is a little bit further away and Gene looks like possessed, like the look on his face, like he's not, like he doesn't have the big open mouth kind of like in your face. It's almost like he's just like kind of like staring at the camera, like. So some of those outtakes are pretty wild. Or you wonder if they ever considered those for the actual cover.
And as Murph would say, I don't think Ace is looking at the camera at one time. And it'll
Steve, hold it up again. Do you have it there? Do you have the cover, Steve?
I was just going to say when like those outtakes you were talking about. There's one where like the background is like a red.
Red, yes.
I mean, really freaking cool.
Over here, Ace, over here.
He's kind of looking at somebody. Maybe, I don't know. You know what it could be? You know how like when you take like your kid to like, the Sears photo and they're holding up a bunny while the guy has the camera. Maybe he's looking at like the bunny. Like, yeah. Like in Bachelor Party. Murph knows what I'm talking about.
The fucking, like in Step Brothers, like the photo with the one picture's looking straight and the other is like staring off. Staring off. Let's get to some of these comments here, Tom. You want to take it or should I?
Yeah. No, yeah. So let's see. We'll going back to some of the comments we didn't catch up with the solo album covers. Let's see. Stephen Wood says Jeans is the worst of the four musically. We're gonna get to that. Let's see. Then he could, if Star Child, if he wasn't the Star Child, he couldn't have shot lasers out of his eyes in Phantom of the Park. Ace's necklace still stands out for me, even over Peter's makeup. Peter's was terrible. Ace looks stoned as shit. What else? Hold on here. Let's see. It's jumping around here. The makeup changes over time, but the personalities are captured still in that shot. Jeremy Harper says they were holding up a joint to get Ace to look. And he says they were going for the Meet the Beatles album cover vibe. Yep. Tony Smith says he's looking at his fucking Grammy. And Murph, of course, is jumping on my Bachelor Party reference. So yeah. So what do we got next? So the next one here, we got Dress to Kill.
Iconic. That's all I can say. It's iconic. Yep. And it's either you love it or like I don't think any one of us is gonna say, doesn't do it for me. So different, so awesome. It's just where do you put it? We each have our different tastes. For me, I mean, it's obviously up there, but I have it as number 3, obviously less than my number 1, and I had Gene Simmons slightly over it. Solo album.
I like it for a couple of reasons. I like that it's black and white. I like that it's a play on, the term Dress to Kill is, people know that that's a term, and the fact that they're like wearing suits, and obviously the most eye-catching thing is Gene, in the story behind that suit, and then you get Peter's wearing his little saddle shoes like he's in 2nd grade. But it's an iconic picture. I love it. You see tons of people on social media getting their picture taken at that street corner, so I like it. I'm wondering, you've seen again, we talking about outtakes. You've seen the outtakes of that photo shoot in color. So you wonder why they went with the black and white. And then the back of the cover is like the negative of the photo. So I wonder what it would have been like if they chose to go with color. But I don't know. It's iconic. But we say that about all these covers, but that's a catchy one. Steve.
Yeah, go to Sonny first. I'm actually looking for. I have a picture.
You're looking for okay, Sonny
at that corner.
Sonny, go ahead.
So I ranked it number 1. It's one of my favorite covers. It's not my favorite Kiss album cover, but it is one of my faves of all time. Yep. I like that it's a real picture. See, I'm not, and we'll talk about rock and roll over here in a minute, but I'm not big into the drawing album art. I think it's I got some of that stuff in the room, but I don't get all crazy with that stuff like everybody else does. I'd rather have the actual members, right? And Ace rocks that suit, dude. He looks good in that suit. It looks like he could just go into the next, law office and just sit down at a meeting. Now he'd ask for a beer probably, but what's the difference, right? But
he'd have a box of crackers in his briefcase.
Yeah. I think, and we don't know this for sure, but if you would have put color in it, it would have taken away from the Kiss makeup, where if you left it black and white, it makes you concentrate on the actual 4 members versus the colors of a suit or a shirt or a tie.
Good point.
The black and white does enough for the suits. And they redid these pictures, 5-6 years ago. I thought those came out good too.
Oh, with the John Varvatos, wasn't it like the
I thought those came out good too.
Yeah. And it's funny, Steve, do you have the record? Because Stephen Wood said, hey, I had no idea about the missing S until I heard your Dress to Kill episode. So the word Kiss, if you didn't notice this, the word Kiss goes all the way around, but whoever the art director was fucked up because at the top, I think it's the top right or the top left is
right there.
Yeah, it's there's an S missing because it doesn't fit all the way around the perimeter of the picture. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. But Steve, what do you think of the cover?
Yeah, I like the cover. I think it's I mean, the word iconic is thrown around all the time when you talk about these Kiss albums and stuff.
It is.
But and I totally agree with Sonny. I think it would have taken away from the band itself if it was a color picture. And until I saw those outtakes, I'm like, wow, they got a cool picture of those guys at night. But I mean, these pictures were taken during the day.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, because then it could have came out like this.
Hold it. Oh,
good Lord.
Who are you with?
Me and BB, one of my
BB
on the podcast. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Nice. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think Gene's blue socks would have looked really good.
Right. I know, huh?
Album cover.
And then the number one album, and there's the back with the negative. And then the number one album cover, which a lot of people in the Kiss world pick as their favorite. It's not my overall favorite, but is Rock and Roll Over.
You had that number one, Tom.
Yep.
I had that at number one.
Yep.
Sonny had it all the way to number 5, and Steve had it number 2. So for us, it became number 1 ranked overall.
Yep.
For me, looking at that album cover, I love Peter's character in that. Yep. I love the eyes. I love the sharp teeth. All of a sudden, Gene from the Demon becomes like a lizard.
Yeah, I know, with the tongue. Yeah.
Ace with the shooting space behind him and all that. I don't know what the fuck Paul's is, but it's
he has angel wings, right?
Yep.
I just whatever.
See, that's the teardrop version too. See the
okay, yeah.
Because it's the circle and it's them around. I always used to think I used to think it was always rock and roll all over.
Me too.
Right?
Always. Yep.
It almost seems like they misspelled it or didn't put it in correctly. Rock and roll over.
Yep.
But anyways, I just think that now, mind you, it's also missing its sister albums there in between it, Love Gun and Destroyer.
Yep.
To say, is it really the best or my favorite? But of what we reviewed, that's my favorite.
Yeah. Sonny, you what do you think? Because you didn't have it as your number one. What, you don't like the comic book? You don't like the art?
I think it's fine. I think the art is fine. I just, people like salivate over what it is. And I'm looking at it going, okay. I mean, there's better Kiss album covers to me anyway. And it's fine though. You know, I don't know if you remember, but in 96 when they did the reunion, you could buy the clock from Spencer's. Clock up here somewhere. Okay. It's pretty cool because you know the round piece goes around, so it kind of looks like a saw going around as the clock's going. So it's pretty cool. But it's okay.
Okay. Interesting. Steve, what about you?
Yeah, I think it's a good cover. And it's weird because that was a kind of an unknown album to me. I had Destroyer like right after probably late 76. So just Rock and Roll was already out when I first discovered Kiss. And I think I bought that album like 4th, I think. I just wasn't aware that it was out, and I saw it in the store. I was like, what is this one? I never saw that, and I was like, cool. I mean, I like the first one better, but it is cool. I do like it.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I like I think the thing that makes it like even stick out more is the backgrounds of each character. Is like we've already talked about. You know, Peter with like kind of like the jungle, like the cat in the grass, and then Ace with that background, Gene, and everybody. Yeah, it's not my favorite, but of the ones that we've done, it's my favorite. It's interesting because like Destroyer, like if you look at like Destroyer and Love Gun, those are paintings of like based on like their real face, you know, like these are like true character faces, you know, they're based on them, but they're very like Gene's face on the cover of Destroyer. It's Gene, but you know, comic booky. Love Gun, it's Gene, but these are totally created faces, and I think that makes it stand out even more. So those are the album covers.
Yep.
So where do we want to go to next?
I think we should do albums, and then we'll go to best songs.
Okay.
Or do you want to go songs and albums, guys? What do you think?
What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about your top 20 or albums? How do we want to go through this?
I'd say do the albums first, and then because the songs is a longer topic. So
okay.
The albums.
Okay, so let's go to our album ranking. Just for a reminder to everybody, again, what are we reviewing? We're reviewing Kiss, the debut album, Dress to Kill, Rock and Roll Over, Gene Simmons
from Kiss,
Paul Stanley solo album that these are. After that, we're doing Unmasked, Animalized, Asylum, Hot in the Shade, and Psycho Circus.
Yep.
And who has the how did we break them down as the best albums? Not album covers, the best albums.
So, Sonny, you want to go? You want to take this one? I took the album covers. You want to take look at the combined rankings of this?
So we're doing 10 through 1, right?
Correct.
Okay. So dead last, we had Gene. Most of us agreed. Sonny, me and Steve, we both had him dead last. Zeus had him 9th. Tom, you had him 8th.
One second.
Go ahead.
Before we get into too much details, I want to also stress we're not going by the rankings of the songs on the album. We're just saying, what do we say is just our favorite album?
Yes, because we're not these
Overall.
are not these aren't like the combined song score ranks things, right?
Yeah, these are just what do we say is our best album. If you say what's your favorite album,
right?
So
what I just told you was songs.
That's based on songs.
Yeah.
I think it's the worst for any of them. Both.
Yeah. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, that's fine. So, it's probably
let's
close
do
to
by best albums. Just what we said was the best albums.
Okay. So let's see. I'm looking here. So Sonny, go through yours. Go through yours, and then we'll just talk about them.
No. Go through all of ours. We're not going to go through.
They're not averaged. Sonny averaged them based on song score.
No. He averaged the thing. It's on
based on songs only.
Based on songs only. So do that. That's fine. Do that.
Oh, okay, Sonny. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you only did it on songs. You didn't. That combined by songs up top is just mine and Tom's, right?
That's right. And the one below it is all 4 of us put together.
Yep.
Okay, then what's to the right of the combined by song? What's that? All that shit.
All that stuff is the numbers I used to create the sheet that created the new combined by songs.
Oh, now I've got to.
Yep. Stop.
Right, so just go by combined by songs. That's fine.
So we had Gene Simmons last.
9th, we had Psycho Circus. So both Steve and I had it 9th anyway. Tom had it 10th. Zeus had it 8th. So
hell yeah.
It is what it is. So now we start getting different because overall we had Animalize as 8th. Steve had it 6th. I had it 7th. Tom had it 9th. And Zeus had it 7th. Okay. So Animalize is obviously a little more. We still had it in the bottom half, but we had it in different spots.
Okay.
So I think that probably depends on how much you like Fast Kiss and how much you don't like Fast Kiss. Yeah. The hard part about doing this by songs is you're comparing Under the Gun to 100,000 Years.
Yep.
And that becomes tough because then it completely matters where you got in. So when we go to the song rankings, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Hot in the Shade, Stevie had it 2nd, but when you look at the way he did his songs, it landed 7th.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh shit.
But see that's funny because that makes him go ahead, Sonny. That kind of feeds into our argument about the difference. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think what happened is when you look at the song rankings, and we'll talk about them a little bit. Steve, the songs you really liked on Hot in the Shade were great, but the ones you didn't like, you really didn't like, which totally pulled all the scores down.
Yeah, it just drags everything down.
It's tough because I literally did that yesterday.
Yep.
So like when Tom and Zeus did theirs, they had them as they went along.
Yeah.
So it was tougher for me to do holy shit, I have to rank 106 songs in a day here.
Yep.
So it kind of got me, messed up with. I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
Let's just go through the list and then we'll go back afterwards and analyze the album 10 through 1. So just read the list first.
There you go.
All right. So just real quick then, it went Gene Simmons 10th, Psycho 9th, Animalize 8th, Hot in the Shade 7th, Unmasked 6th, Dead Center, the incredible Asylum. 4th was Paul Stanley. Then it was Rock and Roll Over was 3rd. Our second favorite was the debut album. And our favorite collectively was Dress to Kill.
Wow. That's surprising. I mean, I love Dress to Kill. That's a Mount Rushmore for me.
I think this thing got extremely skewed because Asylum jumped a million spots because of Sonny's.
Two spots.
Dress to Kill extremely high too. I think the rest of them were kind of like all over the place. We didn't really love it as much as you really love those two albums. And I think it pushed those numbers up a little more. That's just my pick.
Sonny's definitely skewed the Asylum ranking because the rest of the ranking, I don't really have a problem with. There's no way I would ever have Asylum higher than Unmasked or Hot in the Shade. So I would probably flip Hot in the Shade and Asylum. But other than that, I don't mind that aggregate ranking because it kind of fits. It kind of fits with what I would want. You know.
All right, let's break this down. So we agreed that, well, did everybody have Gene Simmons last?
I didn't. I had Psycho Circus last.
Zeus, you didn't either. You had Unmasked.
No, I didn't have it last. What did I have last? Oh, I know what
Unmasked.
I had. Unmasked. Yeah. What about you? What did you have it, Steve? Gene's.
Gene, I had Gene last.
So you and Sonny had it last.
Mm-hmm. And I had it, what, second to last?
Yeah. So why do you guys have it last? I'm just asking.
I'll start. It's a terrible album. But the best song on there ranked in the 60s for me when we did the 106 song rankings. That's how bad it was.
You find Radioactive to be only the 60th best song of there?
Barely listenable. I never listened to this album. And the only time I've even heard some of these songs again was because of the Vault. And I like some of the Vault stuff because it's not as like wimpy as some of this. It's a little more raw because it's not completely finished yet.
Yep.
But this stuff is just brutal. I can't get through it.
Steve.
Don't you love how everybody in the band shit on Peter's album?
Oh,
I don't understand it. How is anybody not saying that more about Gene's album not being the demon? Like that is way off course compared to Peter's. Peter's an R&B type of jazzy guy.
Because I think Radioactive saves Gene's album. If he did not have Radioactive and had another song that sounded like, Mr. Make Believe or something, then you're right. It could have been compared. But I think Radioactive is literally like it's like when you have like a shitty basketball team and there's like one superstar player that carries them to the playoffs. I think Radioactive carries that album to it not being a total disaster. I know you guys have it last out of the 10 that we've done, but Steve, you had it last. Tell us why.
So in other words, if he had like Sweet and Dirty Love instead of Radioactive,
maybe
that's what you'd get.
Maybe,
yeah.
Probably.
I think that when they did these solo albums, I think Gene this was his thing of distancing himself from the band, going, I got all these friends, I'm going to throw them on this album, and I'm going to show you guys how artsy I could be. And I said it before, I think that this is what Paul Stanley is doing right now with Soul Train or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Soul Train,
whatever the fuck it is.
Soul Glow,
yeah. And I think that's what he was doing then. And if you think about how the albums went, Ace's okay, surprising because he didn't have that much to do with writing and stuff like that. Paul's is any of them songs could have been on a Kiss album. Peter, if you look at that album, that's like it's what he was into. It's what he was. It
was him.
And for that type of music, it's way better than the type of music that Gene put on his album. It's a tough listen.
See, for me with Gene, it's like a sentimental thing, and we always talk about how nostalgia can skew how the actual quality. It's the same thing with movies. You listen, you talk about like the favorite movie when you were like 11 years old, and then you go and watch it now, and you're like, oh, this fucking movie's terrible. I can't watch this, but you still love it because it means something to you.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Like those HBO movies when cable first came out. I remember the movie, those cable movies, Hawk the Slayer. You ever see that one? And all of a sudden you watch it now, and you're like, oh my God, this is the worst movie I've ever fucking seen.
Right. Yeah. But there's a couple things I can listen to some, like I legitimately like Radioactive. I think Living in Sin is like a fun song. It's not great.
All right.
Like Tunnel of Love, True Confession, like it's the album. Now I see Sonny making his face. I am not comparing this album to Destroyer or Love Gun or Revenge. It's obviously on an island, but
you can. It's 11 great expectations all on one album.
It's not 11. It's not 11. But you're right. The album goes downhill for me dramatically. I think like Always Near You, Know Where to Hide, Zeus, I Know You Like That.
I love that song.
Mr. Make Believe is terrible. Man of a Thousand Faces is terrible.
I love that song.
When You Wish Upon a Star, obviously terrible. It's not great, but again, I like a couple of songs, so that kind of carries it a little bit more, and it's the nostalgia. And I know this has nothing to do with the music. I love the album cover, so that's probably it for me.
That gives it an edge on things.
Yeah,
the album cover really can push an album over a favorite over something else. Tom, I just want to jump on this one quick thing that you said.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're right about Radioactive making the huge difference. Just the way it tracks for me and you, at least. I think Steve may have had it high as well. That's why the album actually moved up a little bit for us. And then when you add these two guys' rankings, it drops. But for me, there's a few good songs on there. There are songs on there that are fun and decent songs, but they're not Kiss songs.
He's trying. It's the Beatles shit.
He's got every single thing that he thought about. It's typical Gene, because when you read about him, everything anybody talks about is like, oh, Gene will throw a million ideas and throw it against the wall. And he had his buddy Sean do this. And, maybe Sean let him indulge in some of that stuff and get away with it. Now, the other part is the elephant in the room is that he did, as we all know, When You Wish Upon a Star. And that probably fucking killed this for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I still don't rank that. We'll get to the song part later. But the guy, it's a sentimental song, so I see it. And I think he has 11 tracks on the album, right?
I think.
So being that it's number 11, that's why I don't bury this album, because it's an additional song. So he could have stopped at 10 and he threw another song on. It's not like he did 9 songs and one of them's When You Wish Upon a Star. That's how I see it.
I got to tell you right now, that's the attorney in you coming out. That's the defense rests with defending When You Wish Upon a Star.
That's coming up in Kiss Court.
Right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And if nothing else, Gene's is probably the most interesting of the solo albums.
Interesting's a good word. You're right. A couple comments here. So,
good one, Steve. Good.
Couple comments. Let's see. Jack said Gene trying to win over people with his celebrity artists. He tried to get on his album. Yep. He tried to brag about all the people that he had on it. Brad Rustoven says Tunnel of Love from the Vault is awesome. I don't know what that sounds like. Sonny, you've heard that?
So there's 3 songs on the Vault that the Van Halen brothers play on. Ooh.
Really?
It's
okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Graham says Radioactive is great because of the intro that builds suspense. The album is unfocused. Oh, yeah, the intro. I mean, in 1978, like, holy shit, he really is a demon. He really worships. He's like a Satanist. Listen to this intro. And then the song kicks in. So, that's kind of a big selling point for that.
Scroll up and see some fucking hilarious comments.
Hold on. Let's see. Radioactive is such an Unmasked song. It would have been better on Unmasked. Daryl Albert says, I have an abacus, protractor, and graph paper handy to create a Venn diagram to keep track of these rankings.
I have the same.
Jeremy Harper says, when you wish upon a star alone is the reason why Gene's album should be last. Gene's album has grown on me over the years. I love the fact that he didn't do what everybody was expecting. Chris Vickery says Peters has dropped down the list. Okay. Tony Smith, Jiminy fucking Cricket. And for some reason, Murph is quoting my man Adam.
He looked like the kid that we went to college with.
I know. All right. So what do we got next?
The next album on the list was the 9th album, and that is the famous Tom's favorite, Psycho Circus. Tom. No. I believe you had that ranked dead last.
Yep.
I had it ranked 7th. Sonny had it ranked 9th, and Steve had it ranked 9th. And it came down to the 9th album.
Yeah. So the reason I had this ranked last is because the bad songs on Psycho Circus are pretty much unlistenable for me. like I like Raise Your Glasses. I like Pledge Allegiance. The title track, it doesn't bother me. Into the Void is okay. Within, the chorus is all I can stand. You know, it's a song. It's one of the few Kiss albums where I'm skipping more songs than I'm listening to, and that doesn't happen because Kiss is my band. But I just can't get over it. The lows are so low on this album for me that I just can't get past it. And that's why I had it last. And I know that kind of contradicts how terrible some of the stuff on Gene's album is. But some of the Gene stuff, like Steve said, it's interesting, it's quirky, some of it's entertaining, even if it's not great. Some of the stuff on Psycho Circus is just bad. Sonny, take it from here.
I'm in the same boat.
Okay.
The good songs are okay, but they don't overshadow the 5 songs for me that are unbelievably unlistenable on this album.
Yeah.
And I see what they were trying to do with some of the stuff. It did not work. Yep. It just didn't. And I don't know. But if it had a Mr. Speed on it, then that would be a different situation, because then now you got this, couple of great songs on an album that maybe has some duds, but it just doesn't have that.
Steve.
I like about half of this album, I think.
Okay.
Within, I really like Within, but I did watch. Sonny, you were at that show at Dodger Stadium? Did you say that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. They played Within on that set.
It was good live, or no?
It was a momentum killer, I thought, watching that show.
It's a plodding song. It's a slow plodding song.
I love the chorus on it, and actually that's like my second favorite song on that album. I like about half of that album, but like Dreamin', Journey of 1,000 Years, In Your Face, I rank that low when we get to the songs, because I don't really know it that well. Yep. But like We Are One,
brutal. It's fucking brutal.
I like about half of the album, so that's why I put it. And actually, that's only above Gene's album, because I like a couple more songs than I like on Gene's album.
Zeus, what do you got, buddy?
All right. Everyone knows, if you listen to our podcast, I fucking hate Psycho Circus, the song. Yep. Paul shoves it down our fucking throats, tells us that it's a classic. It's not. And in addition to that, are you fucking guzzling vodka? What do you got there over there?
It's that kind of show. Psycho Circus makes him drink.
And Bango.
I was going to say, I would be drinking too if I had to listen to Psycho Circus over and over again.
And I said, welcome to the show.
Now, I made a bold statement. I said Psycho Circus is the worst fucking Kiss song in a set list that I can think of.
Not
that
even
was
close.
Played, especially the last 25 years.
That's a separate live stream, because it's not even close.
It's the
not
worst
even close.
fucking
Say
song.
Yeah is the one for me.
Ooh.
Say Yeah is one of the worst songs ever played live.
No way.
Stay on target.
1,000 times better.
Stay on target.
I'm with you. I like Within. I think Steve likes that song. I Pledge Allegiance is stupid. Into the Void is We Are One is just Gene trying to
brutal
pick up shit from his solo album that we just discussed. You Wanted the Best is original to me, because I like that all 4 members sing, and then Ace does the famous part in the song where it's the worst fucking recorded vocal I think of any professional band I've ever heard, because it's not your place.
Fucking awful. It's so bad.
Have you ever heard Halloween or Accept? I'm just wondering.
That's the next. We're gonna save that one too. We're gonna compare all those
horrible fucking vocals I've ever heard.
We'll compare all those shitty British bands later.
I love.
It sounds like Kramer after his root canal.
Yeah.
I love Raise Your Glasses. I think that should be on every fucking high school football team's championship video. Dreamin' is horrible. I Finally Found My Way is cheesy. It's just slot. There was no need really for it. I love Journey of 1,000 Years. I love how that
save it.
So I love how that song builds. So what ends up happening is the songs that I do like, I like them.
Yeah.
I don't really love them, other than really Raise Your Glasses.
Yep.
So it can't overcome the shit songs.
Exactly. That's the problem.
So that's why the album ranked pretty low for me.
Okay, couple comments. Stephen Wood says, In Your Face and It's My Life should have been on the album. It's My Life absolutely should have been on the album. Absolutely. Let's see. Tony Smith says, We Are One is a Sesame Street song. Grim Richley says Psycho Circus does not have any reason to be played. Compared it to playing any other album. Life is too short. Jack says Dreaming, ripoff of Alice Cooper's I'm 18. Yep. Yes. Yep. We talked about that. Hold on. Everything's jumping around here. Wally Alberts, You Wanted the Best and Into the Void are the best songs. I like Into the Void. What You Wanted the Best, I don't know. Rob Kelleher, Within is fantastic. The solo on You Wanted the Best is solid. Brad, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know it because I don't even think I ever got that far. I'm sorry. Grayson says Raise Your Glasses is a solid song. It is. I mean, the lyrics are stupid, but it's a catchy, well-written song. All right. So what do we got next after Psycho?
After Psycho Circus, I believe the next song album that we had ranked is Animalized.
Oh, okay. Animalize. All right. So who wants to start with this one? Steve, why don't you go, buddy?
Go through all the songs. Just what's your overall opinion?
Yeah, overall opinion. Yeah.
Overall opinion. I love Animalize. I love the drum sound on that album. Because I think Michael James Jackson, he didn't produce the album, but he engineered the drums on that album, I believe. And I love it. And actually I have a friggin' hilarious story about this. Actually just happened today. My wife and I was taking graduation pictures for one of our friends at this local park. So I decided to, I told you guys I was going to listen to all the albums like before we did this. Yep. So Animalize comes on. So I'm walking around this park and Lonely as the Hunter comes on. And there's these two guys playing tennis and they have a good volley going. So I'm walking and not paying attention. And I almost run into this fucking post, right?
Oh, no.
And so I just stop real quick. And then I go around it and I hit the curb and I fucking shit roll, man. I fucking go flying. My sunglasses, my hat, my fucking headphones, they go flying all over the place. There's like 100 people in this park. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So I was one of them, like, I get up like, I'm okay. All right. But it was like during Lonely as the Hunter, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking hate that song forever now because I wiped out during that song. But I like Animalize. I think it was good. I remember when it came out. It was different. It was like after Lick It Up, and I think it was a good progression after Lick It Up. I always enjoy Animalize rather.
Sonny.
I like Animalize. I love the Paul songs. I can tolerate half the Gene songs, and the other half completely suck, and that's why Animalize dropped in my rankings. But otherwise, I like Fast Kiss, and I really, really like the Paul songs.
Whoa!
Holy shit! What is that?
You getting bombed?
That's the raceway that's out in front of my house. That's another quad going flying by.
There's always interesting stuff.
Are you fucking Beirut? Where the fuck do you live?
I know, right?
I live on a major mountain where everybody parties up there.
The demilitarized zone in Pennsylvania.
All right. Will you
Sonny? Quiet night.
Go ahead, Sonny. You were talking about
And that's why Paul ended up being my guy, right? This was my first album. I come in and Heaven's on Fire. Paul's my guy. And when you hear the songs and you hear the catchiness of the songs, Gene's, his stuff's just not as good. And we know why. But compared to some of these other albums, though, Animalize ended up on the lower half of my list.
Zeus, you want to go last?
No, I'm fine. I was going to say, the problem is there are 9 songs on this album. Am I correct?
Yeah.
9.
Yep. Okay. 2 of them are fucking horrendous.
That's right.
So now you're down to 7. Obviously, Heaven's on Fire is, never mind obviously we have the fatigue factor in all these songs, but Heaven's on Fire is just a phenomenal song. There's some other really solid ones. I've Had Enough, Thrills and I love Under the Gun. I like Fast Kiss too. If you look at that era, does that album fit in good with those other albums coming out there? I think so. I think it's a solid 80s album. It's a good Kiss album. I have no problem with it. It's just not going to stand out as much because you have really one unforgettable, classic there, a couple really good songs and 2 horrendous songs.
Yeah, to me, the album, like Steve said, I've said it before. The production on the album sounds great sonically. The production, it's a full thick rock album. the drums and the bass and everything. It's not a great album, but it's a good listen. It to me, when you kind of measure like Psycho Circus, how the good songs are kind of here, but the bad songs are so far down here. I think if I was to draw like a diagram of Animalize, it would almost be like a straight line with a little bit of with a little high and maybe a little low. Like it's just a steady mediocre to above mediocre album for me. Heaven's on Fire is the standout. Zeus, I know you don't like, While the City Sleeps and Murder in High Heels. They're not great. I can tolerate them. I think they're different. When I went for a run today, I told you Shuffle was going to fuck me, and it did, because during my run, I heard there's 106 songs on this. In my run, I heard Lonely as the Hunter and While the City Sleeps.
All right.
And
Lonely the Hunter is pretty cool. I like the groove on that.
I don't mind, and I don't mind either one of them. I'm not a Fast Kiss guy. I don't think Under the Gun is good. I do like I've Had Enough, but Under the Gun's absurd. The song is ridiculous.
Let's hit the highway doing 69.
Yeah.
Let me get to some of these comments here, Tom.
Yeah, we got a lot of people like Animalize.
Yeah, so Animalize. Let me start from the up top. Let's go. Jeremy Harper. I didn't like Animalize very much until I listened to your album review. Then I went back to listen again. Now it's actually one of my favorites. Even Love, Murder in High Heels. Roger Barnes. To me, I've Had Enough. Heaven's on Fire and Thrills in the Night are outstanding. The rest are a bit mediocre. 5 out of 10. That's the kind of thing. But for me, again, those two songs kill it. I really like Grayson Gallego says, I really like Animalize. Eric Carr plays and sounds great. Chris Vickery, Animalize is the first concert I was able to see. So sentimental reason why I like it. Nicholas Grattan says, I like Animalize a lot. It was the first album I owned that was mine. That happened to a lot of people our age, right?
Yep.
Just trying to go through and not repeat everybody. Jack Pinocchio. To me, Animalize was a, hey guys, we need an album now. Make one. Go. And then Nicholas Grattan adds again, I used Heaven's on Fire my wedding.
Nice.
Wow. Stephen Wood, who does the list with us, Tom, all the time, said he had it ranked 23 on 106.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. Tony Smith, this is where we stick a proverbial log in the fireplace.
Yes.
Roger Barnes, it took longer for you to write this than it took Gene to write Murder.
Come on.
Every time I hear Burn Bitch Burn, right? And the woo woo woo, right? It's like you want the bitch to burn, but then it's woo woo woo. I don't understand.
Lastly, I want to add Wally Albert says Vinnie Vincent would have been better than Mark St. John on that album. The songs would have been better too.
Thank you. I don't think Mark St. John is. I don't think he's bad.
Would have been better. He's a songwriting credits.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. If you're talking about that, yeah, I thought you were referencing the guitar playing.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I think Mark was a little bit out there some point in that
songwriting. Vinny's a brilliant songwriter. We've said that many times. But if you're talking just guitar player, I don't think there would have been that big of a difference. I thought Mark St. John was fine on that album playing.
Yeah, it was kind of shredding. Yeah, it was of the time.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so where do we go from here? All right, Animalize.
All right, Booger, what do we got next?
Who's got the list?
We all have the list. After that, we're going to if I'm not mistaken,
Hot in the Shade.
Hot in the Shade, right?
Oh,
right.
Here we go.
Let's try to make this a little quick because there are a lot of songs on this. Yeah. So who wants to go first on Hot in the Shade?
I'll start with Hot. I'll start. Oh, Sonny, go ahead. No, Sonny, go ahead.
Oh, wait. Before we do that, I know me and Tom. Tom, I believe you had his number 6.
Did I have it that low?
Yeah, you had it as number 6.
Okay.
I had it as 5. Oh, I did. This is by songs, I believe.
Yeah, that's the song ranking.
Yeah, Sonny, you had it as 8, and Steve really bumped it up because he had it as number 2.
Wow. Okay. All right.
But
so
when
Sonny,
you figure out the song, Steve's at 7.
Yep.
But anyways, it's easy for Hot in the Shade for me. Should have been 10 songs. It's 4 brutal Gene songs. And I don't know why everybody's in love with Little Caesar, because it's not a great song, right? So it could easily been 10. If it didn't have those 5 songs, it would be much higher on the list, because some of the good songs are really good. And I think I have at least 1, possibly 2 in the top 20 for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just, I get what Zeus has said before. Just give me all the songs and let me pick what I want to listen to or not, right? But then you get screwed on the shuffle. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Sonny, you understand though, we did this album, okay? Do you know how many people come back to us and say, what are you talking about? Betrayed is phenomenal. And I'm like, what? I've had people tell us they like Boomerang. So that's my point in all this. Everybody, for some reason, gravitate to different songs. So why not put 15 out there? So, why not put fucking It's My Life on Cycle Circus? I'd rather have it and me skip it than not have it. That's all. So go ahead. Who's next?
Steve, you can go ahead, because you're a big fan of this album like I am. So go ahead.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, I wore my Hot in the Shade shirt this evening.
Excellent. Yes.
The one that came with the vinyl.
Yep.
This album is just one of my sentimental favorites, because in the mid 80s, I kind of got away from the Kiss stuff, because there was so much stuff out then, and that's pretty much, I think, what killed all that stuff, the oversaturation of these bands. So I was into Crew and even Metallica and Iron Maiden and everything then, but and I think that's why I rated Asylum a little lower, because that was like Animalize I love, but Asylum I was kind of like when it came out. Had all that other stuff. But when I got Hot in the Shade, I don't know what it is. If it was just the album cover caught me. It was the first time that I got to see Kiss, which I find incredible. I've been a fan since '76. I didn't get to see them since 1990. But sentimental favorite for me. That's why it ranks so high for me. I just love it. And it's funny because Sonny said that, how my songs rank, that put it at number 7 for me. But that's an album that I like as a whole. Like some songs, like if they come up on a playlist, like, okay, skip it. But like in the context of the album, I like the whole album.
Yep, and you're right. And a song like Boomerang is going to drag your. So when you do the aggregate rankings, that's why it's going to be so low. But when you do when you, like we said this before, when you look at like the album as a whole, like you love Hot in the Shade. Okay, if you have to skip Boomerang or whatever, or another song, fine. So I see what you're saying. But Sonny, you were going to jump in.
I don't think it's fair that Steve makes his rankings based on his klutziness on motorized sports and unmotorized sports, and how many beers he's drank while he's listening to the first time in the album, right? So just because he was sober when he listened to Asylum, but he was hammered and falling off skateboards when he was listening to Hot in the Shade, for some reason, it gets a better ranking, and I don't think that's right.
Oh, don't be mean.
Sonny, like I always tell you, my friend, I'm sad for you.
Oh, I love that. That's my favorite Steve line. So Hot in the Shade for me, it's the same thing with Steve. Very sentimental. It was my first time seeing them in concert. I love most of this album. Obviously, Boomerang is one of the few universally hated songs in the Kiss catalog. But it's funny, Zeus, because I remember saying when we did the album review, I'm listening to this song and I'm like, do I not hate this as much as I thought I did? There's a couple sections where Bruce sounds fantastic, but I'm like, it's not a good song, but I'm like, okay, if it was a 10 out of 10 on the hate scale, maybe I dropped it down to like an 8.5 on the hate scale, but that being said, like Sonny said, some of the Paul songs are just spectacular. Some of his best stuff, the hits everybody knows. But there's a couple of Gene deep cuts on there that I love. I mean, I love The Street Giveth. I love even like Prisoner of Love loves a slap in the face. They're not great songs. They're catchy songs. Cadillac Dreams is fucking a disaster. One of the worst. Betrayed, it's just not good. But that being said, I won't go through every song because there's 15 songs. I'm a huge fan of Hot in the Shade. I listen to that album a lot. I like it.
Yeah. So there's a couple things on this album. I feel like this has got kind of like I don't know, like a mood to it. So when you put on Hot in the Shade, this is like a little bit of an era. It's not Crazy Nights. It's the
thank God
we're doing music and songs with stories. Yes. All of a sudden, the Bon Jovi Living On in Prayer type of stories. All of a sudden, you got Silver Spoons, you got Cadillac Dreams, King of Hearts, The Street Giveth, somewhere between, like, they're not all Read My Bodies, although they still managed to get them in there and rise to it. Hide Your Heart. There you go. The biggest storytelling of any Kiss era song.
Very cinematic. Yeah, very cinematic songwriting.
And this was, now we're looking at this point, I've gotten to the point where me and Tom were probably sophomores in high school. Mm-hmm. And this music is already the music of our youth, like hair metal and what's called hair metal now, but glam, hard rock, metal type music. And Kiss releases this. Their videos go on MTV. This was our album. I had friends that weren't Kiss fans, but had this album.
Yep.
Because, they liked Hide Your Heart and the rest of the songs. And they started, getting into the band. So to me, it's a good album. They've got a bunch of clunkers on this. Betrayed, Prisoner of Love, fucking horrible. Boomerang's horrible. But Gene's got a couple good songs on here. Paul is the real star of this album, in my opinion. And I really have a sentimental thing for Little Caesar. First album in years to feature a third person singing. And I love the lyrics of it. And I think Eric tries his best on it. And so, obviously the sentimental part of it moves it up the line for me. And again, everybody, I've said this a million times. I'd rather have 15 songs and let me select which ones I don't like than not have them. So, Tom, you want to go through the list and see if
let's see, we got some comments. Hide Your Heart might be the best Kiss song of the non-makeup 80s era. Hot in the Shade, love the album, love the tour, love the videos, hate the album cover. Boomerang is the worst Kiss song. It's even close. I don't think Betrayed deserves the hate it gets.
There you go. See?
Rob Kelleher says, at best, it's warm in the shade. Stephen Wood says, it's tepid in the shade. Let's see here. People are
sad for them too.
What's that?
I'm sad for those guys too.
I love that. I love that line. Hide Your Heart and Forever made that album. Grayson says, Read My Body is so bad that it's good. That song is comical. It's so fucking bad. It's Pour Some Sugar on Me, but a horrible version of it. Sonny jumps in with Indigenous Australian Apparatus. Anybody who listened to our Jeopardy episode, the one-word song title is Boomerang. Stephen Wood said it's a half-decent Def Leppard song. Grayson says, or a half-decent Joan Jett song. Okay, maybe. All right, so what's next on the list? We go from Hot in the Shade up to Unmasked. Oh boy.
Where do we have Unmasked? Unmasked, Tom, you had it 5th. I had it dead last.
That is absurd. That's a fireable offense.
And Steve had it 8th.
Who wants to kick off this one? Zeus, why did you go first since you had it last?
The album sucks.
All right, next.
It's pop bullshit. It's back when I remember having a boom box and be like, is the fucking, and you'd move the levels and you'd be like, there's no treble. Yeah, the treble and the bass. And you're like, why is there no bass in this? It's just so weak and thin sounding. All the songs that you and Sonny like, I fucking hate.
How can you hate
Easy
Tomorrow?
As It Seems, Tomorrow, and the worst Kiss fucking song of all time, Shandy. That music is so fucking terrible. What do I like on it? These songs are, they're all right. I think I've started to like them less as I've listened to them more. And then I love, for some reason, Gene's You're All That I Want. I think that's my favorite.
Which is the worst song on the album.
Exactly. It is. I say everybody hates that song. I don't know what it is. It's sentimental. I don't know. Something about it drives me. I love that song. I love the demo version of that song on the box set just as much. It's just different. It's a different sounding song. And that's the only saving grace for me. Is that you sucks.
I'm laughing at some of the comments because people are very, very upset with you. But so who's next? Sonny, you're a fan of this album. You go next.
Major fan of this album. Even the 2 songs I don't like, I can tolerate. But the Paul songs to me are outstanding, and the Ace songs are fun. I don't mind Shandy.
Wait a minute.
I don't mind it.
Torpedo Girl.
I don't
So
mind.
you know what the problem is here, Zeus? You're not
Fun.
you don't know how to have fun with a Kiss album.
Yeah.
Dude, have you heard our stories in college, people? I think I know how to have fun.
I'm saying with a Kiss album. It's a fun album. It's fucking Kiss. It's Ace.
Oh,
Torpedo Girl.
Awful.
Come on.
I'd
get
rather
your
hear
feet
about
wet.
Torpedo Girls and Easy as It Seems than, Papa Liking Sugar. That's for goddamn sure.
Oh, careful.
Different concept. This is them trying to be serious. Hey, I've got a great song. It's called Torpedo Girl. My girl dropping a deuce in the fucking ocean. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Steve, Unmasked.
I don't hate it.
That's not a compliment.
I don't, but how I put
she has a nice personality.
Yeah, exactly.
We talked about that before.
She's all right.
For me, I put the Kiss albums in context of that. I had each Kiss album from Destroyer on since they came out, kind of slacked off in the 80s, but the ones in the late 70s, early 80s, like they were just the next Kiss album that came out. You bought it, you listened to it, you studied it, you checked out every song, you listened to every song, you knew all the lyrics to every song, and I don't hate it. It was totally different from every Kiss album at the time. And think of some of the albums that came out in 1980 when Asylum came, or not, Asylum. When Unmasked came out, like Dio had, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell, the first Iron Maiden album. There was a lot of heavy albums out then. Compared to that,
you had Back in Black come out. You had British Steel come out, and fucking Kiss is releasing Unmasked. Granted, I like the album, but look at what was going on in rock and hard rock.
Right. If you put it into the context of a Kiss fan, all right, new Kiss album, great, let's check it out. But then if you listen to other stuff, you're like, wow, this album falls very short of what else was out at the time.
Hey, let me jump on that for a second. I don't mind the sound being different. I don't mind. I actually enjoy the fact that we can say, I don't think Dynasty's a disco album, but that's a disco era Kiss. That's a glam 80s Kiss. Oh, that's the Bon Jovi type Kiss. Oh, that's the grunge Kiss. I don't mind that. I like that the band changed a little bit, has different types of songs in different periods. I don't mind that, but at least be good when you do it. It's just fucking weak. The production is so terrible on that album, and I think that's what also kills it.
I've always liked Unmasked because I think it's a fun, easy listen. Some of the songs aren't great. I enjoy all the Ace songs. I enjoy Ace's songs, period. And I think these are all fun. They're all silly and stupid. Gene is terrible on this album, and I love Gene. Gene is not good on this album. This is go ahead, Steve.
So you're saying this is the Kiss easy listening album?
Pretty much, yes.
Does Herb Albert play on this album?
Herb Albert would have been fantastic on
this. This is their pop album.
Yeah, it's
their yacht rock album.
Yeah, and I love yacht rock, and I love pop music, and I love that stuff. So I gravitate towards this album. I think the chorus of Tomorrow is absolutely fantastic. Oh. I like Naked City. I like Is That You? She's So European is I'm not going to go track by track.
That song grew on me, Tom. I think when we did our first album, when we did the first, thrashes, smashes, and shit, I had that as one of the worst songs. I saw the video for it, and I started to like the song. So what do we got? 2 songs of Gene on that album, right? Or is it more? Let me think.
3. I think he's got Naked City, She's So European, and You're All That I Want.
Gene is the only one I like. No, I shouldn't say. What am I talking about? I like the Ace songs, but they're just so stupid. Yeah. I like the Gene songs. It's the Paul shit I don't like. Other than the Borat sounding, what makes the world go round.
Yeah, that's okay.
I can't stand the rest.
Yeah, it is what it is. To me, it's a fun album. We got a ton of comments on this one here, so we'll get through these.
Wait, did Sonny go talk about this as much? Because I know you like this album, Sonny. So I'm curious to hear what you'll think about what I just said about this album.
Yeah, no, I talked about it already. I like the album. It's
not
what you
for everybody. Was forgettable? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not for everybody. People people don't like pop Kiss. I don't like grunge Kiss, so I don't listen to I don't listen to Carnival.
What do you think?
I
of
like
the
pop Kiss. The
'Cause I know
production
you
could have
played
been
Bliss
better.
for this shit.
Yeah. The production could have been better. I wish that you could hear the bass a little more, the guitars were turned up a little more. But
And
that
the
wasn't
keyboards?
that wasn't Pontia's first show. He did some of that in
But
Dynasty
listen to
too.
Dynasty. I
So,
think Dynasty sounds excellent. What the fuck did he do there? And the keyboard
Totally
sound
different. Totally different.
But I can get past that because the songs are good. It's just like Hotter Than Hell. I wish Hotter Than Hell production was better, and it'd be one of my favorite albums all time. It's not, but I can tolerate it.
Yeah, but you know what? I would take a remix of Unmasked any day over a remix of Hotter Than Hell.
Really?
Unmasked Resurrected would be
absolutely.
fantastic.
Absolutely. Leave Hotter Than Hell alone. Hotter Than Hell, Hotter Than Hell.
But
Remix.
to me, the thing I like about Unmasked is that poppy, snappy recording, because I think those songs aren't meant right.
Carlton dancing to it.
But that's the point of the album. Those songs aren't supposed to rock. They're not supposed to rip. They're not supposed to be like Creatures of the Night or Hotter Than Hell. They're supposed to be like snap your fingers, Kiss songs, pop songs. And I think the production leads to that. Whether or not you like it is going to be based on your style. But I think the production matches the songs.
Tom, I don't know if it was you or Sonny that one time said this, but I remember one of you guys saying this to me, that if Unmasked came out in a different era, if Dynasty didn't precede Unmasked, what a difference it would make. If Dynasty, let's say, didn't come out, or Dynasty came out, then Creatures of the Night, then Unmasked, or something, somewhere along the line where Unmasked didn't follow people bitching about the Dynasty, the disco,
yeah,
that maybe it would get a better reputation.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's get through some comments here. Let's see. Hold on. We got a lot of stuff here.
We got a lot of losses.
Unmasked is perfection. It's a scientific fact. Jeremy Harper.
Wow. Good for you.
Britt Moore tuning in from Ottawa. Great show, boys. Oh, Britt, thank you. All right. Murph wants to know. Murph
aren't playing. So
Murph wants to know what happened to your finger, Zeus.
This one?
Yes.
It snapped.
Sonny's would be like that.
Stephen Wood said, "You will never fall in love if you don't like Tomorrow, Zeus." That's that.
That'll change my fortune right now.
I love Grayson. I love great pop songs, and that's what this is, a power pop album. Brad says he also loves You're All That I Want. Come on, Get Your Feet Wet. Everybody's telling you to get your feet wet. Talk to Me is terrible. It is. Talk to Me is awesome.
Talk to me.
Jack wants to know, Zeus, pick one: Torpedo Girl or When You Wish Upon a Star.
Oh, Torpedo Girl. I mean, I like the song.
Okay.
It's just stupid.
Okay.
You know,
it's fun. It's fun.
Okay. That's the shit when people are like, dude, you like Kiss? Don't they have a song called Torpedo Girl? And you're like, all right, you got me.
So the rhythm on Torpedo Girl is killer. I do like Torpedo Girl. Favorite Ace song, Naked City Rules. Naked City is a really good song. Unmasked. Let's see. Unmasked did come after the success of Dynasty. You can't blame them for trying to repeat the success. That's Chris Vickery. So he's saying that Dynasty kind of started that production, that disco pop. What's that?
The Dynasty tour was a fucking disaster.
No. They're talking, but I think they're talking about production and what was going on in pop music at the time.
No, I know, but I thought he said, I don't have it. Come after the success of Dynasty, Chris.
The album, not the tour.
The fucking tour. Well, they're touring on Dynasty and Super Kiss, and Kiss is back. Should have been huge success. It killed them.
Right.
And they followed up with that. They should have known, wait a minute, we're doing something different here. Let's go back. And they went to this. I think it was a bad move. But that's just me. But go ahead.
No, that's it. Let's move on. After Unmasked, we go to Asylum. We start getting into a little bit more fan favorite type albums. So we got Asylum.
You had Asylum at 7. I had it at 6. Sonny had it at number 1.
That's fucking insane.
And I believe Steve had it at number 7.
I believe Steve is dead. He's no longer on the live stream.
That's all right. Why don't we start with the person we want to hear about this? And we got more shit about not having Sonny come on when we did an album review. And we will probably end up doing some things like albums revisited and have like people on to discuss it. We shall have you and your best friend Jericho on probably to discuss Asylum, but we want to keep it the same because my OCD will not be able to take a third person on an album review. I don't think I can do it.
Turn the mic over to Sonny. This is the podium
Sonny,
is yours.
Let's hear what you're going to say about Asylum.
Steve.
Yes.
Radar.
For love.
Oh,
Radar.
For love.
Oh God.
It's all about when you come in, and you hear Kiss fans say this all the time. I came in and Animalize, but the first tour was Asylum. And I'm a Paul guy, and Paul was writing great songs, and it connected to everything else I was listening to at the time. It fit in perfectly. I can tolerate all the Gene songs on it. And there are songs like I'm Alive and Radar for Love that I know people absolutely hate, and I absolutely love them. Right? People give All Night an opportunity because it's kitschy and it's different, and the video was sexy and blah, blah, blah. But to me, Radar for Love and I'm Alive are songs I never skip, and I actually seek them out, and it's all about timing. Unfortunately, I'm not as old as Steve, so I didn't come in at fucking 1973 or whatever. But, when you come in 85 and you love Fast Kiss and you're listening to Rat, Motley Crue, Whitesnake, this just happens to fit right in, so it's always been my favorite album.
Okay. All right. Steve. You're on. You're on.
I was making sure my mic wasn't muted. I had to leave because we're having a problem with our cat tonight, so I had to make sure she was okay. So, it's a story. Anyway,
okay.
I like Asylum. I tell you what, and like I said, I kind of got away from Kiss for a while, and I came back with Hot in the Shade. But then when I went back and listened to Crazy Nights and Asylum, it's a cool sounding album. It's one of the most different sounding albums I think of the '80s Kiss. It's got more of a choppy sound to it. I like the production on it. And I'm with Sonny. I like the Gene stuff on here. I'm not a person that's going to bust Gene's ass for his 80s stuff. I think his stuff is more closer to, I don't want to say metal, but the harder edge of Kiss, I think, in the 80s. And there's some kick-ass Gene shit on this album. I like it. When we do the songs, I'll talk about it then. But I like it. I really enjoy the album overall, and it's tough ranking these albums. It really is, because a lot of it depends on what mood you're in, what album you're in the mood to listen to.
Yeah. So Asylum for me, I think when we did our album review, it was probably the first time in a long time that I really spent a lot of time listening to a lot of the songs that I normally wouldn't listen to, which are I'm Alive, Radar for Love, Love's a Deadly Weapon. The thing about Asylum for me, the production, it's not great. It's a step down from Animalize. It's a little bit thinner. It still sounds good. But I'm not a big Fast Kiss fan at all. And I'm Alive and Love's a Deadly Weapon to me are just not great. Radar for Love is okay. And then everything else is, the Paul stuff, very poppy, which is great. The Gene songs are a standout for me, which is a rarity for an 80s album, although Zeus and I are on record as saying we love Gene's 80s stuff. So I like it. It's a good album. It's not an album I go back to a lot, but I like it. Zeus.
So I find this to be, we talked about this a little bit, a sister album of Animalize.
Yep.
And it's the poppier of the two.
Yep.
I like the three, single / videos, those Paul songs that we all know in the videos. They were kind of, the ones that stick out to everybody that we know. But the deep Gene cuts on this album were really what gets me. Yeah. I love Secretly Cruel. I really like Any Way You Slice It. There's a couple horrible songs on here. I'm sorry. Love's a Deadly Weapon is brutal. I think Radar for Love, even though I do like Fuck Yeah. is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm Alive grew on me, Sonny. I started to like it.
No way.
Yeah, it grew on me. So I came in with Asylum. It's the first Kiss album that I bought as, I wouldn't say an adult. I was a teenager when I got back into Kiss. So it was a sentimental part. I liked the image. I liked the videos. It fit right in with all the rest of the bands that were out at that time. I really like Asylum. I think it's but of these albums, I put it really right in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. Comments real quick here. Let's see. I wore the Asylum tape out. Let's be honest, it's a great record. Terrible image, but it fit the time. All Night is best song on the album. Let's see.
Wait. The best part of that is the fucking video where that section breaks down and the girls' butts are moving to the.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness! And then Ace stole that and stole the whole image and put it on his Insane in that video. The same thing with nurses and shit too, right?
Your buddy Stewart's on that one on the video. Insane.
Is he?
Is he really?
He is. Wow. He's on the video.
Oh God, no!
Check it out.
Grayson said he needs to revisit the album.
Man.
All right, so let's move along. We go to, all right, everybody, this is a big favorite for a lot of people, the Paul Stanley solo album.
Absolutely.
Zeus,
Tom,
you start with this one.
Yeah, Tom, you had it 4. I had it 3, even though my song ranking was really 4. Sonny had it 2. Steve had it 5. I think I don't get it. I don't get how people don't see how this is not only just the best of the 4 solo albums, how it's not the best by a mile. I am sorry. It's got so many good to great songs on this album. I know the Ace songs that we all know and love, the 3 big hits there. But after that, on Aces, nothing really spectacular there. Paul's is solid all the way through, except for his horrible one song. For me, I can't say enough about it. It's All Right is the fucking most underrated Kiss song this side of Mr. Speed. I fucking love that song. I crank that when that song comes on. So I love Paul Stanley's solo album. I think it's unbelievable. Go ahead, guys.
So, Sonny, you take it.
So when people ask me what my favorite Kiss album is, I don't count the solo albums.
Okay.
That's why I say Asylum.
All right.
If you count the solo albums, Paul is my favorite.
Nice.
It is.
Okay.
I have this list of 30 or how many is it now? 40 albums that are Desert Island albums for me. Paul is number 4 on this list.
Wow.
He actually has it on paper.
That's going to be the next.
Who all the musicians were even.
That's going to be the next live stream. That's our next live stream, Desert Island Discs.
But I only have 3 albums that I own that are better than Paul's solo album to me.
Yep.
And I've always loved Paul's. What 3? Prince, Purple Rain, Y&T Black Tiger, and Extreme Porno Graffiti. That's it.
Ooh, yeah, Prince. I'll give you that one. Okay. All right.
Interesting.
I listen to Paul's solo album at least once a month, if not more. And there was a point in time where I burned through probably 2 cassette tapes. I definitely have burned through 2 or 3 albums. I think I have it on picture disc. I got like 5 LPs, 2 CDs. Like, this was one of those albums. I remember I used to do it with Steelheart's first album too. I used to save it out of the 50-cent bins. Like they would be in the 50 cent. For some reason, I wanted to go save it. I don't know why.
You felt bad.
Yeah. But I'm with you, Zeus. I don't understand when people say Paul's solo album's not the best out of the 4. I'm just like, wow, okay. I get it. Ace's album is good, but Paul's just a better singer, and the songs are just, to me, they're written better. So, I love his album.
I agree with you guys. I truly, everybody, Kiss fans have their opinions on a lot of different things, and you agree, you disagree. I legitimately don't understand, like Zeus said, how Paul Stanley solo album is not regarded as the automatic best one. I know that Ace has some awesome songs on there, like legitimately killer songs, but there is some really horrible crap on that album. and to me, there's only one horrible song on Paul's album, one out of an entire album. And it's an album that I like. Sonny, I go to it often. It's a spectacular album. These songs all could have been Kiss songs. you know, I always laugh and say, you know, Love Gun is my all-time favorite album ever, not just Kiss album. Why couldn't they have stolen one of these songs and threw it on there instead of And Then She Kissed Me? Then it would have been a perfect 100 out of 100. You know, I know revisionist history, whatever, but Paul's album is amazing. I love it. I listen to it often, and it was an album that I never really got into when the solo albums came out. I got into it a lot later, and now I just love it. So, so some comments here. This is I'm sorry, Steve.
No, do some comments. Do some comments first. Go ahead.
Okay. Jeremy Harper, this is a good one. Wouldn't You Like to Know Me is the best song Rick Springfield never wrote. I could see that. I could see that. Rick Springfield was very poppy and very hooky.
He could have done it all right too.
Yeah. Grayson says, I don't get it. It's middle of the road to me. Okay.
Listen to it some more.
And that might be what we said before. If you're an Ace guy and you like that Ace sound, then you're going to like that album better than Paul.
Here, who said that, by the way?
Grayson Gallegos.
Grayson, I got a thing you got to try. Have your significant other in bed with you. Play the Ace album, see where you get. Then play the Paul album and see where you get. And
whatever you
like
do,
the Paul album better.
Don't play the Gene album when you're in bed with your significant other. Let's see. What else do we care? Replace Hold Me, Touch Me with All American Man. Oh, all right. That would have been interesting. Okay. Aces would have been the best if they included his power ballad called Stewart. That's from Tony Smith. Steve, where are you on Paul's album?
I really love Paul's album, and I'm totally with you, Tom. If they took a song off of this album, threw it on Love Gun, threw it on the end of Alive 2, side 4,
yep,
would have been perfect. The only thing that makes Paul Stanley's album not be a perfect thing for me is Hold Me, Touch Me.
Yeah,
exactly. When we get into the song rankings, you're going to see how where that is for me. But I love it, and that was the first solo album that I bought. I was always a Paul Stanley guy, still am. You know,
yeah.
Pandemic Paul notwithstanding.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
But just a fantastic album. And actually, we did I just did an interview with Graham Bonnet the other day, and we talked a little bit about Bob Kulick and his talent. And Bob Kulick just tears it up on this album.
Yes,
just
agreed.
Fantastic start to finish. So you got to give the props where it's due. Paul's album is fantastic.
Good one. That conversation, it's not Bob's talent I'm worried about. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh boy,
I'm still sad for you.
Terrible.
All right, next album, Tom.
Let's go here. We have the top 3 separated by a hair, so we're going to go with Rock and Roll Over. Zeus, I believe this is your overall number 1.
Yeah, and then when it came to rankings, I had it number 1. You had it 3. Sonny had it 5, and Steve had it 3. So for me, it's a bunch of, like, if you're doing 1 through 10 songs, 110, a bunch of 8s and 7s, and 1 4. And Mr. Speed, obviously, we all know that's such a deep cut favorite of the Kiss Army. I think "See You in Your Dreams" is a terrible song. It's the only song that brings it down
on both albums.
Yeah, it's even worse on the solo album. But for me, you know what it is? Destroyer gets all the acclaim. Love Gun gets all the love. I feel like Rock and Roll Over is the one in the middle that nobody has anything bad to say about it, but it doesn't get the attention. And I love that album cover. And I love that they went back to straight, because they didn't know Destroyer was going to pick up the way it did. And all of a sudden they go back to, let's go get Eddie Kramer, and let's go back to what sounds like a Dress to Kill type of performance, like that earlier, the first 3 albums, kind of grittier rock and roll stuff. And it kicks ass. There's so many great songs on there. The deep cuts are fantastic on that album. Again, a 10, a bunch of 7s and 8s, and 1 4. So for me, that's why it's my favorite of these albums. And the cover.
All right, Sonny, you want to go next?
Yeah, keeping it with what Zeus was saying. My favorite songs on there. And then I just got a bunch of like 5, 6s, and 7s. Right? The rest of the songs, I like them, but they're not going to be Asylum for me. They're not going to be Paul Stanley's solo album for me. Like, we're talking about Dress to Kill, Paul Stanley, Asylum. Like, some of these are my favorite Kiss albums, and that's what it's going up against. That's why I ranked it number 5. But if we were to rank all the albums, it's not going to drop much further. It just so happens that you have some of my favorites that you talked about in the first 10, right? But my favorite Kiss songs on here. But even when I look at the song rankings, like that was my number 1 ranked song. My next highest ranked song on Rock and Roll Over is 28. So it immediately goes to like the 7s and 8s, like kind of like Zeus was talking about. And that's just for me. But there's not really, I don't skip any songs on this album. Really.
What is the one song that you said was pretty bad, was like the worst on there?
For me, the worst song on here is Love 'Em, Leave 'Em.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a deep cut favorite of mine.
Yeah.
All right. Tom or Steve, one of you guys.
Go ahead, Tom.
I'll jump in here. So, okay, the thing I love about Rock and Roll Over is a couple things I love about this album. Love Gun is my favorite. Nothing's going to knock that off. But Rock and Roll Over, I love the sound of this album. And I think I said this when we did the album review. Sonically, the band, I fucking love it. It's exactly why I don't love Destroyer. The album is raw. Ace's guitar sounds just absolutely ripping on everything he does. There are some of my all-time favorites are on this. Mr. Speed, Calling Dr. Love, Ladies Room, Take Me. I love it. I know that these songs make it onto compilations and they used to be live staples. I do not like I Want You, and I really don't like Making Love. I like the solo on Making Love. I think I Want You is a rambling, disjointed song, and I don't get it.
You get this, though.
Exactly. That's pretty much the only thing about it.
When this recording comes out, you said, I don't like Making Love. I am clipping that shit, and I'm using it over and over and over.
Please do. Please
gold,
do.
Jerry, gold.
It's gold. And I'll tell you right now, I will be the one person, Steve, we haven't heard yet. I will be the one person to defend this version of See You in Your Dreams. The chorus is terrible, but I like that part of the song where that guitar chord just rings out, and then all you can hear is just Peter kind of hitting the drums, and then he does it again. And then Gene, the song is not great, but I like Love 'Em, Leave 'Em. I love Baby Driver.
Tom, the video.
Of course. Baby,
Tom,
baby.
Wait. Because we have a visual. I wish people could see you do it. Tom used to do this when we were at Stonehill. When we saw this video from Extreme Close-Up. Me and you were both like, this is now our favorite song.
Yep.
And when he jumps down, he does the first kick.
He does the big kick, and then it's so good.
And then all of a sudden, he does the fucking
thing with the bass. Like, it's awesome.
Oh,
amazing.
God.
And Baby Driver might be one of Peter Chris's most underrated songs.
I think vocals are phenomenal.
Yeah. So it's a great album. Sonically, the album's, it's got everything, but like the song, like Sonny said, like all of the songs, like Mr. Speed, Calling Dr. Love, and Ladies Room are up here for me. The rest of the album is pretty good, but I enjoy it because of the way it sounds. It's just such a awesomely recorded album. It's how I want to hear Kiss, and that's why I like it. Steve.
Yeah, no skippers on this one for me, for sure.
Yep.
I like the sound on it. And when we get into the songs, there's a couple ones here, and some of my rankings are maybe be frowned upon, but some may not. But I enjoy the album overall. And like I said before, like this was an album that was already out when I started listening to Kiss, but it was like one that I got later on. Yep. But I think I have 3 songs from this album in my top 10. So you can't be going wrong there. So
damn,
great album. I love and it's a great sounding album. And I do agree with you, Tom, that Destroyer overproduced, absolutely, and this one is like right in the pocket, and they recorded this album pretty much live.
Steve, here's a comment that I think me and you are going to disagree with, and I think it's interesting. Brad says the studio version of Ladies Room is thin and weak. See, I disagree. I love the studio version because it's slowed down a little bit and it's got a groove to it. I love the Alive 2 version
Love
because
it.
it's a little bit faster, but I really like the studio version of Ladies Room.
Wait till we hear the song rankings. You'll see where mine is.
I know. A lot of these comments here for Rock and Roll, but everybody loves this album. Everybody loves this album.
Yeah, I want to hit a couple of these.
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
Jeremy Harper, Rock and Roll Over is like a hot chick that you like to do it with you. Absolutely no complaints, and you brag about it. Hey, Jay Scott from the Hook Rocks joins us. Rock and Roll Over is better than Destroyer.
Absolutely, he's right.
I don't know what. Tony Smith, Rock and Roll Over is a special album, in my opinion, the most unique sound up to that point.
Yeah.
Stephen Wood has Calling Dr. Love is number 5 of all their songs so far. Jack Broad, Take Me is one of the best and most underrated songs on Rock and Roll Over.
It is.
I don't know if I'm talking about crack, vodka, and ice cream. Grayson agrees with you. You nailed it, Tom. Sonny from Brad Rustoven. Sonny Pooni couldn't agree with you more on your assessment of Rock and Roll Over. Love 'em and Leave 'em is brutal.
Wow.
Jack Broad, hey, the riff and Making Love rules. Liver Lips. Then Liver Lips. Jay Scott, Mr. Speed. Yeah, and Jay Scott also, I believe the album was recorded live in a gymnasium. I thought it was like when he was taking them into the bathroom, recording drums over there, into some remember he was doing
with Peter. Yeah.
He was doing all sorts of creative stuff to get the best sounds. Stephen Wood, I don't like Peter's drums at the end of Making Love. It loses its swing. That's my only criticism.
Wow.
I think this thing is, and you mentioned Brad's comment about the being too thin. Rock and Roll Over definitely got a lot more positive comments than negative. And then we go to the iconic debut album is number 2. Tom, you had it 2. I had it 2. Sonny at 4. Steve at number 1. Who wants to go first?
I'll kick off this one. So the debut album, what can you say about it? I know a lot of people love Kiss Alive, the first one. I'm not going to get into where I place that in the ranking of the live albums. I like it. I don't love it. I like it. But the studio versions of these songs, and I know this is going to sound crazy, I love the studio version of Firehouse. I love that it's slowed down and has a real kind of, it just has like a vibe to it. And then it's just every other song is like, it's like a greatest hits album, you know, Deuce, you know, it's one of the greatest songs ever made. It's probably my top 3. I don't even know what my rankings are. I think I might've had second or third. I love this album. Kissin' Time is the only kind of dud for me. I even like Love Theme from Kiss. I like the music. I like instrumentals personally. Let Me Know is a fun song. 100,000 Years, not a favorite of mine, but what can you say? I love this album. Black Diamond. I mean, come on. It's amazing. Sonny, you're making faces about this album.
This album only has 2 problems. Like 8 of the songs, when I ranked them, are in the top half, with some of them being in the top 20. And then you got Love Theme and Kissing Time. You take those 2 songs off, this is probably the top album for me.
Yeah,
so
Kiss has a knack for throwing in stuff to make albums not perfect 10s.
Yeah, stupid shit like Great Expectations or Then She Kissed Me or you know, All of Carnival or whatever. But anyway,
that too.
That's really it. I'm the opposite on most of these songs. I would rather hear them on Alive. I like them a little faster. I heard the Alive versions first. So then going back to the studio, I'm like, why is everything so slow?
Yeah.
Right?
Firehouse is really slow.
Yeah. And now having the ability to play on Audacity a little bit, I can drop it on Audacity and speed it up, slow it down. And I'm like, oh, man, these songs sound a lot better, like about 15, 20% faster than what's on the recording. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So,
Steve.
Yeah, love this album. It ended up number 1 on mine. And even for 1974, the production on this album is really crisp and clear, especially when you compare it to Hotter Than Hell, for sure. But and Sonny was right. It's pretty much a greatest hits, and I even like the deep tracks on here, as we'll see when we go through our songs here. Hopefully, we can get to that. But I do like it, and my only thing that I really don't like about this album is love the song Firehouse. but like the solo is cut. Even when they did it on the mic, they did it live on the Mike Douglas show. They did the extra part in the solo, but it's cut pretty much in half on the studio version. But still a fantastic song, and I like it. And I even like the murky ending of the end part of Black Diamond. I think that's cool. I think it was a cool way to end that album. Some people don't like it; they actually fucking hate it. But I think it's kind of cool. It kind of ends on like a you know what I mean, like I like it.
I like it too.
I'll start where you are leaving off. I like it because me and Tom like it because of Extreme Close Up. When they start talking about the band changing, like this isn't the band, things are changing, and
it shows the comic.
Yeah. I don't know. I from the opening Paul Stanley New York accent, I know on Strutter. Different versions of the songs. I can listen to them on live. I can listen to them on this. I love them all. I think for me, I mean, the two Peter songs, like duet kind of songs, are what do it for me. I can't say enough about Peter screeching and Nothing to Lose and Black Diamond. Those are just, for me, off the charts, favorite Kiss songs and favorite songs of all time. Cold Gin, you know what? Yeah. It's taken a beating for me because of
fatigue.
Unfortunately, fatigue factor, but it's still a great song. Firehouse, I have a special place for that. The live version really gets me. Let me know what a great deep cut. 100,000 Years, it's still a good song. Love Theme, I don't like. Kissing Time, I like. I like that it has 3 different Kiss singers on it. I really like that part.
And Zeus, there's no other Kiss album that Peter sings on 4 songs.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah, you're right.
And that's probably why I like this album so much. And this is Peter rocking Peter. And they're handing him, hey, let's use Peter's voice to do this rather than his judgment and say, you know, hey, I know I'm going to love you on this album, you know. I think this is just, you know, it's how many of these songs are still played live? This is iconic. And
it's
Black
funny too,
Diamond in and of itself makes this like.
And it's funny too. I think I think we always say fatigue factor for Cold Gin. All these songs are played as much as Cold Gin, but I think the problem is Cold Gin is not that good of a song. I think, there's fatigue factor, but how many times have we heard Deuce and Strutter and Firehouse and Black Diamond? Those songs are light years ahead of Cold Gin because they're better written songs. You know what I mean?
You know,
what are you talking about?
I also think the problem I have with Cold Gin, it's Ace's song, and Gene sings it, and Gene is not a drinker.
Right.
So I you know, there's
still
that kind of feeling.
Yeah, he can't sell it.
Yeah, and you know, and again, but the thing about Cold Gin, and I talk about it when we talked about the debut album, that riff has been stolen a million times.
Oh,
Eddie Van Halen took it to put it onto that 5150 album, Best of Both Worlds. Then he did it on Black and Blue on the next album, and a million other people have taken that riff. It's just that the song itself, Gene, I think singing it brings it down. If Ace sang it, I think it would have been a whole different thing. I
agree. Yeah,
they may have broken up earlier because Ace may have got a bigger head if he started off with a hit back then. But it's the debut album. Yeah. Get rid of the awful makeup on Peter and Gene's makeup, and that covers a little better. I think it would be
perfect album.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So a couple comments before we get to number 1. Jack says Black Diamond, the most perfect fit for this album. Black Diamond and 100,000 Years are the best. Brad says production and tempo of most of the songs on the album drag it down. If I want to hear any of these, I put on a live. Rob Kelleher says the Firehouse solo was the best. Jeremy says the debut is so special. It is the best Kiss album. I don't think so, but it's definitely the most special. Grayson, Kissin' Time was put on there by the label. I think early pressings of that album didn't even have it. I think it was added after for publicity and for that contest. Steve Wood says Sonny would have liked Carnival of Souls if Scott Weiland was singing on it.
Maybe.
Okay. This comment, I'm Where are we? That comment I'm skipping because I don't know what's going on with that. What if we never heard Peter's great screaming voice until the third or fourth album? Would he have stood out? I don't know. Let's see. As a drummer, I would rather play Cold Gin than Strutter. Okay. As a guitarist, Strutter is loads of fun to sing and play. Murph says, great album, his personal favorite. So everybody loves the debut. So, which brings us to the number one album, which is Dressed to Kill. Zeus, what's everybody's rankings on this before we break it down a little bit?
Yeah. So it's funny. Dressed to Kill, I had as my number 4. And remember when we talked about this, Tom?
Yeah.
I was like, I had Paul Stanley ahead of this. I'm like, I just like it better. And then when we did it by song rankings, it got blown away. And Dressed to Kill was higher than most anything. You had it number 1 by far. The best ranked album by any of us for any one album was Tom's ranking of Dressed to Kill. Sonny had it number 3, and Steve had it number 4. It was our best ranked album, 35.2. The next closest, 36.5. That's a big drop. So it was number 1 by quite a bit.
Yep. Who wants to kick off this one? Sonny, you want to talk about Dressed to Kill first?
Yeah, I enjoy it. There's some fatigue factor with Rock and Roll Night, right? And Anything for My Baby, I don't hate the song, but most likely it's the worst song on this album. I've got a couple that hit I know one at least hit my top 20. There might have been a second that hit the top 20. Overall, it's a great album. It's just a little bit of fatigue on Rock and Roll Night, and Anything for My Baby is not incredible.
Okay, so for me, Dressed to Kill, I had it number 1. So I love here's the thing. I know it's not the most rockin' album. It's not raw like Rock and Roll Over or Love Gun. But I like the fact that it's like a punchy, snappy kind of record. All the songs have a lot of energy to them for the most part. And I do like that production. I know it's not a full hard rock album. It's got probably my favorite song, or what's tied for my favorite song, which is Come On and Love Me. Then it's got Rock Bottom, She, Love Her All I Can, which might be the greatest deep cut in the history of the Kiss catalog, up there with Mr. Speed in terms of deep cuts. My all-time favorite version of Rock and Roll Over is this version. It's the greatest version of the song. It's better than the live version.
Rock and Roll.
I'm sorry, Rock and Roll All Night. Rock and Roll All Night.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute, we go back to album still? I'm sorry.
Rock and Roll All Night. It's my favorite version of it is on here. Gene stands out. Peter's song Getaway is another hidden gem that nobody talks about when you're talking about Peter's catalog. Just an unskippable album for me, top to bottom. Yes, obviously some songs are better than others. Even Anything for My Baby, the chorus is a little shitty, but when Paul kicks into the verses, it's amazing. I just love this album. I listen to it frequently, and something just never gets old for me. That's my big love for Dressed to Kill. Steve. Uh-oh. You're on mute again?
Okay, yeah, I had to mute there.
There you go.
Checking on my little friend down here. I mean the cat. I mean the cat.
I'm gonna clip that too.
Glad you call him little friend.
Yeah,
Sonny, Sonny, you're clipping that one. Actually, you know what you need to do? Sonny, you need to clip both and put them together. You need to say, I don't like making love. I need to check on my little friend down here. That's put them together.
All right. Fuck y'all, by the way. No, I was just making sure my cats haven't. We have some issues here. So
I'm sorry.
As far as Dressed to Kill goes, I had that ranked 4th because there's a couple of songs on there.
Oh, my God.
That are absolutely fucking terrible.
What?
I was like,
terrible.
And when we get into the songs, and it's funny because my wife factors into a couple of the songs on here.
Uh-oh.
And when a couple of these songs come on here, she goes like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I told her the name of the song. She goes, that's terrible. And then the other song came on. She says, this one's worse than the last one. I'm like, yeah, it is. So
you've been to the market and the meat show looks good?
Yes, as a matter of fact. We did take a trip to the market today.
Jesus Christ Almighty! Edit that out.
That's the only thing that dropped this album down for me was those 2 songs. And
okay.
Other than that, solid, totally solid.
Zeus, Dressed to Kill.
Dress to Kill. A lot of okay songs. Anything for My Baby is it's a bad song. It is.
What is the matter with people right now?
Come On and Love Me is just an unbelievable good song. I like Two Timer, Room Service, good deep cuts.
Yep.
Rock Bottom, classics. Obviously, Rock and Roll All Night. And I like that I can skip it and go back and forth between the live version and the studio version.
Yep.
They're two, to me, they're almost two. There are two different songs. Love Her All I Can, I like. I think it's, there's one thing about hearing this album. I think when you hear this album, you hear it one way. It was when we were doing the album review and I went for a walk and put the album on, headphones on, and can hear this cleanly.
Yes.
You're like, you pick up shit on it. The musicianship on this is phenomenal.
Gene is amazing. Gene's bass is amazing on this. And another thing, there's a lot of acoustic underlaying on this album and a lot of these songs.
I think the drumming on this is actually very good.
Yep. And with Neil Bogart at the helm on this album, like, it's good. I love the on some of the songs you have that underlaying acoustic guitar on some of the songs. That's fucking great.
Yep. Yeah, to save money, Neil Bogart did it, and he did a fantastic job.
He did a good job.
A lot of good parts in the band, and it just the breakdown on Love Her All I Can is just so underrated. There's just a lot of great stuff on it. It's definitely top 5.
Yeah,
just not for me, not even close compared to the other ones at top 1 or 2.
It's a very cleanly produced album. It's not, they looked at Harder Than Hell and they did the literal exact opposite of that. But that's Steve. Go ahead. You got something to add?
Hey, no, there was a great comment here. From Bill Sharp. What if Rock and Roll Night had never been written? What would be their anthem?
Shout it out loud, maybe.
They probably say up to then. Say up to then. What would you guys think that would be?
Up till then?
Probably Deuce.
Have an anthem.
Probably Deuce, but that's not even an anthem song.
But there's no anthem that there's a chorus that you stop in the middle and start doing the Paul Stanley sing the chorus.
Right. But I think it's a great question though. Like, what if they did not do that? Like, what would they have released as a single and maybe put that was out there? Come On and Love Me. Would that have translated as good live as a single?
No.
You know what I mean? I don't think so. Great question.
I don't know. That's a whole separate story. Separate story. So
it just caught my eye. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Jay says this is the album where Ace first recorded acoustic guitar to make the album sound full. Yeah, I love that because especially if you put on headphones, you can hear a lot of that acoustic under it. And it makes a lot of these songs sound so cool.
Fills it up great.
Jay says the anthem would have been Cold Gin. Jack Broad says Let Me Go Rock and Roll would have been the anthem. I don't know. Maybe Let Me Go Rock and Roll, even though I don't like that song. But
it's a tough call.
So it's not because there's no chorus to it. Like it's not going to stop and the crowd sing. Let me go.
That's more like a Chuck Berry type song.
Yeah,
Let Me Go Rock and Roll.
That's why I think it would be Deuce because you
had to go by the chorus. I think
because in Deuce everybody could be screaming. Your man is working hard, and the whole crowd can just say she's worth a deuce. Like it's not an anthem now. It's not an anthem now. But if you had to make an anthem, maybe that could be it. But we're digressing here because we're already.
They just Read My Body earlier. We're good.
Yeah, I pledge allegiance to the state of rock and roll.
Maybe.
But so speaking of that,
so we're going here for a while. So let's go to song. So we're not going to do the 106 song breakdown. Oh God, no.
So let's hit the bottom 20.
Okay.
And if you look at the list that Sonny gave us, we're going to rank the top 20 worst songs, and we're going to start at the 20th. So number 1 would be the worst song. The number 20th song, starting at this place, of the 106 songs, is Read My Body.
Oh boy.
And so
that's the best of the worst.
That is number 20th. That's the 20th worst. So it's not the worst. Read My Body, I believe Tom had it ranked 78. I had it 85. Sonny had it 75. Steve had it at 79. So it came in at a rank of 79.25.
Interesting. We're all right around the same there. Okay.
And there isn't many of those.
I can see
anomaly.
I can see that.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, we all think it's cheesy, right? I mean, is that where we're going with this?
It's bad.
Are the letters big enough?
It's a bad attempt. Zeus, you said it perfectly. I can't remember what song you compared it to. It's a bad attempt at being like kitschy, but he's done it better in other albums. And this is a bad attempt.
Yeah, it's the thin line between, I think, let's put the X in sex, and then going off to Read My Body.
Yeah, that was your comparison. Because let's put the X in sex. It's not a great
clever, and
it's clever and it's a fun song. Read My Body is just ridiculous. It's like a parody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Any other comments on Read My Body, gentlemen?
No.
Okay. Number 19, worst song that we listed. Lonely is the Hunter.
No.
Tom had it 92. I had it 67. Sonny had it 68. Steve had it 92.
Well, that's funny.
Sonny didn't have it as bad, and Steve and Tom had it as bad.
Wow, that's
fun. It would have been lower if I knew I was going to fucking wipe out to it today.
Okay.
I like the groove on it. I don't think it's that bad.
It's okay. It's okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do we go from there?
Right. Okay. All right. So the next song, technically ranked, is 18th, and that is See You in Your Dreams, Rock and Roll Over version. Tom had it 71. I had it 97. Sonny had it 66. Steve had it 87.
So me and Sonny like it a little bit more. I don't think it's that bad. It's not great. I don't think it's as bad as you guys think it is because you have it really badly ranked. But okay.
This is the Gene Simmons one, right?
No, this is the Rock and Roll Over version.
Rock and Roll Over. Yeah, I had that 86.
Okay.
Not good.
Okay.
They're both about the same, but I'll take that over Street Give It and take it the way
No way. Oh, dude, the Street Give It. That chorus is chorus.
Sonny, what does the red bars mean?
Red bars mean we all had them under in the top 20. Those are the only ones we all agreed on.
As the worst 20.
At the bottom 20.
Okay. Yeah. So the next worst song, number 17. You Wanted the Best Psycho Circus. Tom had it at 100. I had it at 59.
Holy shit.
Sonny had it at 103. Steve had it at 59.
That you got. There's a reason why me and Sonny apparently agree on a lot more. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, I know.
That song is painful.
I like the people singing it. The more singing it and stuff. I think it's okay. I can deal with that stuff.
It's not your place.
Okay.
Oh my God. All right. I can't believe this is next.
I can't believe this either.
15, Journey of 1,000 Years. Tom had it 98. I had it at number 38.
That is, you're fired. That's a fireable offense.
I love that song.
What the crack
had it 92. Steve had it 95.
38.
Yeah, I love how he builds.
It was in the top 50. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, that is brutal, dude. Wow.
Top
okay.
You're talking about.
You're going to rehab on Monday.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to go to any comments? I just did 5, Tom.
Let's see. What do we got? Worst song without a doubt. Well, let's see. Read My Body could easily be number 1 with My Way. See, Jack Broad hates My Way. We haven't done Crazy Nights yet, but I love My Way. Boomerang has to be last. Worst song without a doubt is When You Wish Upon a Star. Lonely is the Hunter sounds like a 38 special song. Oh, that's an interesting one. Okay.
Which one? What song?
Lonely is the Hunter. See You in Your Dreams is saved by a great Ace solo. That is true, Brent. There is a good Ace solo there. Lonely is a Hunter and See You in Your Dreams should not be on this list, according to Jack Broad. Okay.
Well, they're on the album. They need to be on the list.
Well, he's saying they shouldn't be in the bottom 20.
Oh, the bottom 20?
Bottom 20. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, Zeus, where are we?
One other comment. Did you get Jay's comment?
Yeah, but 38 special song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I understand what he's saying. It's got like that little groove, that vibe to it, but
I think so.
I don't know. I like 38 Special. I don't know if I hear it as much.
Yeah, that's why I was asking you.
Probably have to listen to it again like that. But
all right,
rockish.
Number 15.
Yep.
True Confessions, Gene Simmons.
From Kiss.
Thank you. Number 90 for Tom. 69 for me. Wow. 94 for Sonny. 81 for Steve.
Yeah.
Nothing comments?
It's just not a great song. I mean, it's
I like the Nell Carter version and the
True Confessions.
Oh,
yeah, it's just not good.
Bunch of classics scattered.
Anyways, number 14. Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell. Tom had it 75. I had it 81. Sonny had it 96. Steve had it 84.
I don't know how you guys listen to this song. I have to skip it every time.
I actually like the verse.
84.
I like it. I like the vibe to it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
If I had to skip a song in Hot in the Shade, that will be one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we're at number 13. While the City Sleeps. Tom had it 82. Steve had it I had it 93. Sonny at 90. And Steve had it 72. This song is horrible.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's got a different groove to it, so I don't mind listening to it.
It was a little higher in my ranks because I like the solo part, and it's real. Like Mark St. John totally rips it up on that solo.
Okay,
I'm feeling a Tommy. I didn't want to get to that part. I couldn't.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, I can see it. Okay,
Tunnel of Love.
Didn't get that far.
12. Gene Simmons, 84 for Tom, 75 for me, 84 for Sonny, 98 for Steve. I like that little solo that builds up in the middle of that. And it just builds. I like that.
Nope.
No.
No.
And now I'm really.
It's like the Willy Wonka movie when they're going through the fucking tunnel.
I'm in real pain here. Number 11. Always Near You, Nowhere to Hide.
Dude, that song is so fucking bad.
Zeus, have you heard this song?
Let's go to the rankings. Hold on.
Dude,
Tom has his 99. I'm going to skip me. Sonny has it 104. Steve has it 102. I have it as 37.
Oh my God. Come on.
Ow.
Oh, good.
Dude, I had to check the number 3 times. I thought it was like a fat finger.
Have you listened to the last 45 seconds of that song?
Oh, I love it. It's building. It's building. And then I like
so bad.
I like the friggin' what do you call it when he gets his nuts cut off at the end?
It is so bad.
No matter how much you build a pile of shit, it's still a pile of shit.
Oh,
That's
I like
exactly
it.
Right.
Oh, I like it.
It's still dookie.
You know what I almost feel like doing, because I think all these songs are Gene songs in a row here. Holy shit, there's 4 or 5 in a row here. The next song, number 10, We Are One, off of Psycho Circus. 104 for Tommy.
Yep.
77 for me. 61 for Sonny.
What?
What?
How?
Oh my God.
103 for Steve.
How? That is
this is the closest I can get for Gene going for Beatles, and is tolerable. That's why I ranked it that way.
So bad. So bad.
No, it's not, I don't think so. And you listen to it on the vault, it's not that bad either.
Okay.
That is way too kumbaya for a fucking Kiss song.
It's just it's embarrassing. It's a parody. I keep saying that, but it's a fucking parody.
It would have been easy for it to go from 61 to 101. You just
top 10.
Yeah.
Let's go to some comments here.
And we'll go to the top 10.
All right. Let's see. Comments. Let's see. Jack Broad, I'm calling it. Hold Me, Touch Me, top 5. You might be right. Jay Scott says, Zeus, what is wrong with you? Jack says, first part of Always Near You is great. The end is shit. That is absolutely true. Jack says, We Are One is like if the Beatles sucked ass. That's Jack. That's true, man. That song is painful. All right, keep going.
All right. So number 9, the first that had all of us have it as one of the worst 20 songs. That is Dreamin'.
Horrible.
Tom had it 89. I had it 91. Sonny had it 89. Steve had it 90. We all had it between 89 and 91.
Not good. Just not good.
It's just trash. I can't even listen to it. Nothing is good about that song. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just a dud. So
Next,
Complete dud.
number 8, Betrayed. Tom is the only one didn't have it in the top 20.
I had this ranked highest out of the 4 of us.
80. I had it as 96. Sonny had it 88. Steve had it as 100.
I had it ranked 80th, and this song blows. I don't know how I had it at 80.
Total stinker. The worst song in Hot in the Shade. That would be number one. That would go.
Yeah.
You think this is the worst song on Hot in the Shade?
Oh, by far. By
It's
far.
bad, but it's not the worst.
By far.
I'm just looking.
Wow.
Gene contributed. Holy fuck.
Almost the whole bottom 20.
From after you get to Read My Body so far, underneath Lonely's Hunter, Senior Dreams, He's Part of You, Wanted the Best, Journey of 1,000 Years, True Confession, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell, While the City Sleeps, Tunnel Love, Always Near You, We Are One, Skip Dreamin', Betrayed is Him. And then the next song, Murder.
It's all Gene. Out of the 20 songs, I think he's got like 16 of them.
Murder in High Heels.
I know.
Tom, all 3 of us had in the top 20. Tom, you had it 94. I had his 92. Sonny 101. And Steve had his 85, not in the worst top 20.
See, that is crazy. I don't understand that because you seem to hate this song way more than me, but I have it ranked lower. So I don't understand that.
I don't know. I just think I don't know. I told you why. I told you that I think it's kind of funny, the whole murder. So I always like this song.
Say that.
Yeah, exactly. Better than While the City Sleeps.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, I had While the City Sleeps is 93, Tom. This is 92.
Okay.
The next song, another Gene Simmons classic, number 6, Mr. Make Believe. All 4 of us had it in the worst 20 songs. You had it 91. I had it 95. Sonny 91. Steve at 97.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because this song is so fucking awful. Like it's like this is entertaining for me because I love Kiss, but we say this all the time. Shitting on Kiss is just as fun, and these songs are just so bad.
You know what I like about this is like, can you imagine if Kiss heard this? Let's hear some of our biggest fans, what they think of our music. They're going to talk about their greatest favorite songs. What the fuck is this?
Who are these?
You know what would happen? Fucking Gene Simmons would be banging on my door, fucking taking his vault back.
So Jack Pinocchio says you need a top 20 Gene's worst songs. That's pretty much what we're doing right now.
It's live right now. You're hearing it right now.
You're watching it. All right, go ahead.
All right. The last 5 songs. So you want any other comments you want to get to before we get to the top 5 worst songs?
So these are the top 5. Okay.
Any comments you want to get to before I get to those?
Let's see here. What do we got? Betrayed is worse than Read My Body. Put the mushrooms down, guys. They're both not good. Murder in High Heel sounds like a murder mystery show.
He was going for that fucking
Murder Gene wrote.
Murph said, I went from sober to drunk to sober. Then I ran a 5K, all in the amount of time that you've been doing this live stream.
All right.
Go to bed, Murph.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Number 5.
Oh, boy.
The Kiss Classic. I finally found my way to you.
Oh.
3 of the 4 had it as the worst 20 songs. One of us did not. Who do you think didn't?
You.
Yeah.
2 of us had it second worst.
Yeah. Tom had it 105 as the second worst. I had it as 74.
Oh, how?
Sonny had it as 105 because I like anything Peter sings. I like his voice. And then Steve had it was 101.
You know what happened here? They wrote the song. Go, man, this is shit. Hey, Peter, you busy?
Sonny, we said that before for real. I don't think that's a joke.
No, like that. It was like,
hey, we got to have him sing one song. Here you go.
Sing it.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Mikey eating the cereal. Let's have Peter sing it. Yeah, yeah. You want me to fucking sing this fucking song, fucko?
Give him some Pop Rocks and some Pepsi.
Yeah, it's just like poor Peter always gets the fucking B-sides of all the singles.
What does he always get, Tom?
You get the fucking B-sides. What are you doing putting fucking Hooligan on the backside? Although he
B-sides.
He did win having Beth on the B-side because they flipped it and turned him into a fucking star.
Exactly. And then they're like, what the fuck?
All right.
Why are we gonna put that on the B-side?
Yeah.
All right, number 4. All 4 of us had this in the worst 20 songs. Love Theme from Kiss. 93 for Tom, 102 for me, 100 for Sonny, 96 for Steve.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't even mind it. I find it entertaining. And when you watch that live video from Kissology when they're doing Acrobat, when they play it and then it kicks into that, Much Too Young stuff, that's kind of cool. But there's no reason for this to be on the album.
On the B-side.
It's just a throwaway song.
Yeah, it is. It's just like porno music. It's Kiss porn music, which isn't a bad thing. You know what we should do? We should probably stop playing this in the background while we're reading the Adam and Eve ads during our recordings.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
There's no need for it. It's just, it's just no need for it.
Right.
Bad, but it's not like it just kills the mood of the album.
Yeah,
right.
No, I know.
I can't believe this song is the 3rd worst, and one of us didn't have this as one of the worst songs.
And it's you. 20. No, it's
not
Sonny.
Me.
Holy shit, Sonny.
Hold me, touch me, think of me when we're apart. Tom, 101. Me, I had this as the 2nd worst song at 105. Steve had it as the worst Kiss song from these 10 albums at
Ever.
106. And if Steve and Sonny had it as 81.
How?
If we ever continue this, when we do the next one of this, when you do the next 10 albums, that will still be the last song.
So
I don't give a shit what the fuck comes after that. That will still be the last
Let's
song.
hear Sonny. Let's hear from Sonny.
I would rather hear this than Tunnel of Love or She's So European or Living in Sin.
No.
Because to me, it's a great song. It's on Paul's solo album. It's a great song. Dude, it works and it puts you in a mood. And I'm telling you, have your significant other in the bed and play Snowblind and then play Hold Me, Touch Me and see what happens.
God. You're not. Sonny.
Okay.
Can't help you.
Sonny, it's not all about getting laid.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Well, it is all about getting laid, absolutely. But that song is no. Sorry.
All right. Jack said he called pure shit. That's what he said.
Okay, let's go.
You know your shit, Jack.
2 songs. This is the 2nd worst Kiss song from these 10 albums. This was Boomerang.
Yep.
Tom has it 102. I had it 103. Sonny 102. And Steve had it 89.
That's unbelievable.
Barely made it in your top. Wow.
That's crazy. 89. Wow. I mean, I know you're a Hot in the Shade fan.
Look at the songs that are like below that. Name a song that are the ones that below that have more of a kick-ass solo than that song.
I'll give you. I see what you're saying. I know you're comparing it musically, and that's fair. That's what you should be doing. I get you.
I'm Alive.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh boy, this is like a celebrity death match here now over shitty songs.
No, that's 93.
These two guys, you're fighting over "I'm Alive" and "Boomerang."
I texted you before. I said my list is fucking gospel.
2 of the fucking most horrible songs you're getting into an argument over.
All right, and the worst Kiss song from these 10 albums.
No surprise.
"When You Wish Upon a Star."
And
I had it as the worst Kiss song. I had it as the 3rd worst Kiss song. Sonny had it as the worst Kiss song, and Steve had it as his 2nd worst Kiss song.
So it wasn't even close. It had an average score of 105.25.
Yeah,
I mean,
of 106 songs.
yeah. I mean, and look, I know some people are going to say it's not fair. A, it's a solo album. B, it was a special song. Fine. So Boomerang can be the worst song. But When You Wish Upon a Star is just, it's garbage. It's
Terrible.
it's just more. I understand their solo albums. They're trying to branch off and feed into their ego. And that's all he did. Just very self-indulgent. But
Yeah.
so let's get to, as Paul would say, let's get to the good stuff.
Tom, can you read the comments while I get it ready?
Absolutely. Yep.
Well,
So,
no, can you read the comments that we've had on the worst song so far?
Yep. So let's see. Let's see. Jack says, I finally found my way to burn this song. Tony Smith says, I play this song when I'm in the bathroom.
Oh.
Jack says, I play Love Theme to get in the mood. Jack said, yeah, call this one's pure shit. Jay said Sonny needs to be held, apparently. He says, it puts you in a mood. What fucking mood? Whenever Sonny puts his glasses on and talks, he's just wrong. Oh, so Jack's been keeping track. Every time you put your glasses on, you're
is that
wrong.
what it is? Okay.
Hold Me, Touch Me makes Boomerang sound like Detroit Rock City.
I agree.
Boomerang.
Totally agree.
Best comment I
I
heard.
love it. I love it.
That's Jack.
100% correct. Jack Broad, you are the man.
That's the best song.
Brad
Best comment.
Brad said Boomerang, not one redeeming quality, not one. Wow.
Solo rips
right.
it up in that. Gotta say, Solo rips it up.
I thought
There it is.
Not one.
Jack made the banner.
wow,
All right.
the first
So
one
let's-
that makes it.
So let's
All
go
right.
top 20.
All right, guys. So you ready to go over to the top 20?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Great. Zeus,
Yeah.
listen. After we do what the average was, why don't we all read what our top 10s were?
Fine.
Or-
Whatever you want.
All right.
Well, I'm reading. Okay, but I am saying where they are for
We're
everybody.
doing the average, right?
Oh,
Okay.
I see.
All right.
Yeah, he's reading. Yeah, he's reading them for individual too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll it.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to get the banner to scroll, but that's okay. Okay. So we're going to the top 20 songs off these 10 albums.
Yep.
So we're starting at number 20.
Okay.
I cannot fucking believe I like the song. This is in the top 20. I don't think any of our listeners are going to believe this either. So number 20, Baby Driver, coming in. Tom had it 32.
Wow.
I had it 22. Sonny had it 28. And Steve had it 26. Nobody had it as a top 20. And
That's crazy.
yeah.
I
Now
know that.
technically tied with the next song. So you have a tie for 20.
Oh yeah, that's right, Zeus. Baby Driver and Who Wants to Be Lonely are both tied.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Exactly. Okay.
Yep.
And Who Wants to Be Lonely?
Yep.
And the thing with Who Wants to Be Lonely is Tom had it as 40. I had it 33. Sonny had it as 11.
Wow.
Steve had it 24. So Sonny's, but let's be blunt. Sonny, your 11 only made, that's the only reason he got in there.
That's right.
Versus Baby Driver was pretty much average.
Yep.
Your 11 moved it up. But you know what? One of us is in love with that song. Good.
I love Baby Driver. I love Baby Driver.
Favorite driver is awesome.
Yep. Absolutely. And
Love
all
it.
right, Zeus. So this next song.
Is number 19.
Yep.
And that is She from Dress to Kill. Tom, you had it 17. I had it 31. Sonny at 43.
Oh God, Sonny hates this album.
Steve has it as 14. So two of you had it in the top 20.
I'm starting to think. I think Sonny hates Kiss now. Now that I'm looking at this album.
Is he actually a Kiss fan?
Okay. Yeah, I skew a lot of these rankings, especially this next one, Zeus. Look at this.
Yeah. Then we get into the next song, and that is number 18, Rock and Roll All Night studio version. This is what I'll read it. Two of us had in the top 20. Tom had it as 8. I have it as 12. Sonny has his 54. Steve has his as 30, and that's what brought it down. The Sonny one. Ooh,
is that like a fatigue factor, or are you just not a fan of the song?
It's part fatigue, and it's part this anthem that is God's gift to all songs is just really meh to me.
Wow. Okay.
I get it. It defines them. I'm glad it helped my band get wherever it's going. But there's better songs than this. I'm sorry.
Okay. By the way, I just want to jump in. Spencer Perry has a fun little comment. He says, folks, let's take a moment to sit back and realize how great this band is and how awesome this community is. Right on, Spencer.
Absolutely.
Jump in and enjoy. Even though Sonny is lost on this top 20, but that's okay. We're going to help him.
Oh, good Lord.
Take your glasses off. I think somebody's on it. I think when you put your glasses on, then you don't know what you're talking about. There you go. All right.
Good. Now I can't see Steve's shitty rankings. That's actually better. Thank you.
Continue.
What the fuck did I do?
finally got the banner up. Finally. All right. Number 17.
Wait a minute. How is this true, Zeus?
What?
Go ahead. How do I have this ranked where it is and then you have it ranked there? That's insane. You love this album. Go ahead.
Two of us have in the top 20. Wouldn't you like to know me? Wouldn't you like to know me? Tom has his 10.
Yes.
I have his 53.
Wow.
I don't know. I think it's fatigue. I listen to it a lot.
Okay.
Sonny has his 15. Steve has his 21.
And it's actually tied with the next song. The next song in that, they got 24.75.
Yeah, maybe I should look at that. The next song is Strutter.
Hell yeah.
Two of us had it in the top 20.
Two of us had it in the top 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tom
two of
had
us had it out of the 40s.
You guys suck. You guys hate Kiss.
Tom has it at 9. Yep. I have it as 41. Sonny at 45. And Steve at 4.
Steve, me and you are the only Kiss fans on this show right now.
I'm beginning to think that is absolutely true.
Okay. So those were then the next two songs are tied as well, Zeus.
Okay. The next two songs at number 15, Hide Your Heart. Tom had his at 22. I have his 36. Sonny has his 19. Steve has his 18. So you last two guys had it in the top 20.
Okay. No argument there. It's Hide Your Heart.
I mean, I had it at least at 36, and that's because of fatigue.
Yep.
And I believe that's tied with the next song.
Yep.
And that is from the same album, Forever. Tom has his 25. I have it as 11. Sonny has his 17. Steve has his 42.
Just hang up on Steve right now.
You know,
that's ridiculous.
Sorry, you know, and I
42, and you like Hot and Shade.
I agree. And you know what? Forever was my fucking wedding song. My
God! What is
I sent a copy of this to Corey already.
No. She's like, you have that low. I'm like, well, there's a lot of other good songs, but like, you know, like, sorry.
Well, baby, you wouldn't let me play "Burn, Bitch, Burn" as the wedding song. So what was I supposed to do?
Well, that was going to be number 3. Anyway, you slice it was going to be number 2.
Can we get to the next song and how Sonny sabotaged this one?
Yeah, I
go ahead.
I say one thing though about Forever.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Zeus.
Drums on that are very underrated, and the video makes me like the song so much better. So it's probably my favorite video.
And
the solo is amazing.
Bruce's solo is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it just stands out.
Jay Scott just said your wedding song is now going to be your divorce song.
Jay, you may not be wrong.
Number 13.
Fucking Pooni.
Cold Gin.
Ugh.
Tom has his 41. I have it as 25. Sonny has his 8. Steve has his 20. So two of you guys have it.
How can you have it at 41? That is ridiculous. Now who's not the Kiss fan?
You have Rock and Roll All Night in the 50s, and you're giving me shit about Cold Gin.
Rocks.
No,
Cold Gin rocks.
No, it does not. It absolutely it does the opposite of
rock. I really hate to say that I agree with Sonny, but I do.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
On this one.
Okay.
Only. Well, maybe not only, but at this time.
Keep going.
All right. So the next song, number 12, 3 of us had in the top 20. Heaven's on Fire.
Can't argue with that. Okay.
Tom has his number 20. I have his 16. Sonny has his 30. Steve has his 19. So 30 is the lowest of the scores.
Okay.
And I like the song. It's just I like some of the other songs better.
Okay. Yeah, it's fatigue. I get that. I'm not going to fault anybody for that. I mean, you still had it. You still had it at 30.
Yeah.
So okay.
That's a pretty good ranking.
Here comes Sonny kiss hating Pooni with this ranking now.
What the fuck? Have a fight. Jesus. All right. Number 11. Firehouse. 3 of the 4 of us have it. Holy shit. In the top 20. 3 of the 4 of us have it at the least. The least is 12.
Yep.
Tom has his 12. I have his 10. Steve has his 10. In the middle is Sonny Pooni with a 52.
What the
Because it's Foghorn Leghorn singing Firehouse. I want the live version.
Foghorn Leghorns.
I want it faster.
Why is it Foghorn Leghorn?
Sonny, you need to clip. Sonny, you need to clip that. I want it faster. And then you have to say, I don't like making love. And then you have to put it together with Steven saying, I got my hand on my little one.
Firehouse at 52. I think that might be the worst ranking of all these fucking I've seen tonight.
That is pretty bad. Although the next song,
whoa,
I'm
almost
sorry.
as bad as I think Journey of 1,000 Years being at 37.
I don't know. Now this next song,
don't do that, Tom.
Who did that?
We're down to the last 10. Can you just get to the comments and then we'll go to the final 10?
Yes. Let's see. Strutter ranked in the 40s. Seriously? Strutter top 5 is right. Yep. He's talking about a couple things, a couple different people's opinions. Prefer any live version of Strutter to the plodding studio version. Disco Strutter. Yeah, that's awesome. I like Cold Gin, but I don't really need to hear it anymore. Spencer says, Tom, I'm with you on Cold Gin. Love it, but not a fave after years of listening over and over. Heaven's on Fire needs a better guitar solo. Graham says Firehouse at 52. Sonny Looney. Stephen Wood, the groove is great on the slow version of Firehouse. Yes, I totally agree with that. I agree. But this next song, this is Sonny. Now, again, I like this next song. I actually love this next song.
All right.
Not as much as Pooni.
Number 10. Out of nowhere, a deep cut makes the top 10.
Yep.
King of Hearts.
Great
yes.
song. Great song.
Okay. 24 for Tom, 47 for me, 4 for Sonny, 7 for Steve. Wow.
Zeus, I'm surprised by your ranking because you love this song and you love Paul.
I do. I like that song. It's
just,
again, I know we sound like we're bashing them when we've been doing this some stuff. They're all Kiss songs. So,
of course. This is fun.
We love all these songs, really. Yep.
King of Hearts is
rather listen to Boomerang than fucking Keeper of the Seven Keys by Halloween.
Oh, Steve.
I mean, I'm sorry.
He's bashing.
I would rather that as well.
But then you get my point. It's all relative, you know?
Okay. Now, wait, hold on. This is funny because I know Jack Broad absolutely hates Hot in the Shade. He says it all the time. He shits on me all the time. He says King of Hearts on the top 10 is utter lunacy. You might be right, but this group of 4 here are Hot in the Shade fans and are King of Hearts fans. So that's why. If another group of 4 might not even have this in the top 50.
Jack, I usually reserve this for us guys here, but I'm sad for you.
That's the new bumper sticker.
And that's not the last Hot in the Shade you're going to hear about.
Oh, no, not at all.
I don't think so.
All right.
There's going to be worse. People are going to flip out when we get to number 8. But go ahead.
Number 9.
Yeah.
2 of us had in the top 20. I don't know how this was. But anyways, Rock Bottom. Tom had it number 7. I had it at 30. Sonny at 26. Steve at 15.
Yeah. One of my favorites off one of my favorite albums. Love it. Great song. Great song. Now, this is the one. Now, if
it's
people
really like a 2.5 minute song.
It is, I know. Now, if people flipped out about King of Hearts being number 10, people are really going to lose their shit when they hear this one at number 8.
This is the best song on the album.
It is the best song on the album.
8, 3 of us had it in the top 20. And that is You Love Me to Hate You. Off
Yes!
of Shade.
Let's piss off the crowd.
Tom had it at 14. I had it at 9. Sonny had it at 10. Steve had it at 36.
See, that I can't believe.
Because
I know. I was surprised when I look back to that.
It's funny, Steve. If you had that ranked, if you had that ranked higher, this song would have been like in the top 5, maybe.
Yeah, it would have been top
I know.
Like, think of that. That's insane.
I know.
People are.
There's a couple that I'm like, I can't knock them down a little more, but that song's fucking fantastic.
Jack Broad just said in all caps, "I'm going to throw myself out of the window."
Let's get to the top.
We will send flowers.
Stop at the top 5. We'll read the comments after we get. Let's stop at the top 5. Let's keep going. Number 7.
I love it.
3 of the 4 of us had in the top 20. One of us had it in top 5. That is from Rock and Roll Over, Calling Dr. Love.
Yeah,
Tom had it at 19.
Yep.
I had it at 15. Sonny at 29. And Steve had it number 3. Woo!
Wow. Okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, number 6.
Me and Sonny carried this one.
Yep. From Paul Stanley's solo album, Tonight You Belong to Me.
Yes.
Tom had it number 6. I had it at 29. Sonny had it at 5. Steve had it at 22.
So me and Sonny dragged that baby all the way to number 6.
Oh,
I like the song. I just, there's so many other great songs.
Okay,
so we have the last 5 to go. Why don't you take a look, Tom?
So some comments. Okay. King of Hearts in the top 10 is utter lunacy. 10, I don't know. Top 25, maybe. Spencer Perry, I love Hits too, but no way. Good tune, but not top 10. Graham Richley says Hits is an anagram for shit. Jay Scott says Rock Bottom is in my top 5 all time. Tony Smith, the Rock Bottom intro is too long. People are like, okay, Spencer Perry, this is a hot take in the shade. Jack brought, I'm going to throw myself out the window. Tony Smith says, You Love Me to Hate You. That's more like it. Jay Scott, You Love Me to Hate You. You're all on drugs. I hate that you love it. Dr. Love, Fatigue for me. Tonight You Belong to Me. Jay Scott says no Paul Stanley solo song should be in the top 10. Now that's that yes, it should.
The wrong one's in the top 10. It should be It's All Right, but that's another story.
Well, you don't have to, everybody, you don't have to worry because the top 5 are all studio albums. There's your teaser. So Zeus is going to go with the top 5. Here we go.
Okay. Number 5, I cannot fucking believe this is in the top 5.
I love it, but Steve and Sonny carried it.
3 of 4 of you put it in the top 5. Room Service from Dress to Kill.
Yep.
Tom had it 31. I had it at 21.
I had it at 13.
13. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Tom had it 13. I had it at 21. Sonny had it at number fucking 2, and Steve had it number 5.
I love this song. Having it at 2 is insane.
I'm feeling low. No place to go.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that I'm going to scream.
I do love this song. Top. What did I have it? I had it 12.
13.
I had it 13. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. I'm not going to argue because it's Dress to Kill.
Sonny, virtual high five, buddy.
Okay. And probably the next number 4 has one of the worst ranking I've seen in this whole fucking night.
And I would like you to just hang up on him after you call
because
him out.
without him,
it could have been number 1.
Yeah.
It could have been number 1. Yep.
Number 4.
It's number 4 with Steve's ranking.
From Rock and Roll Over, Mr. Speed. 3 of the 4 of us had it in the top 5. Tom had it number 5. I had it number 2. Sonny had it number 1. And some idiot had it 31.
That would have easily cruised to that would have been number 1 by far. if Steve had it like in the top 15
or top 20.
Overrated.
It would have moved to the top 2.
Overrated.
Wow.
Now he's saying overrated.
It's a really good song. But it's definitely not top 5 material.
When I was typing all the stuff in, I got to this. I had to stop, go throw up, come back, and finish.
You know what you should?
I was just.
You know what you should have done? You should have just fixed the numbers.
I was thinking about it.
You should have just fucked with the numbers.
He wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have. Absolutely.
Yeah. Tom, do you want to, before I get to number 3, and you want to see?
Did you see my name right there? It's Secretly Cruel.
All right, let's see. So, Paul's solo album is the Kiss record for 1978. Okay. Jack Broad, shocked that Room Service is this high. Good song, though. Sonny, he could use a meal. Room Service. Steve just likes that stewardess and that tight new dress.
I do.
Room Service has a killer groove. Love the lyrics. Mr. Speed would be a single of a less famous band. Great song. Mr. Speed, top 5. Hell yeah. Jack says, Take Me should be ranked higher than Mr. Speed. No, it should never be. That's wrong.
Yes, it should.
Mr. Speed, great song, but only so highly ranked because of lack of fatigue. Well, that's an interesting theory. Lack of fatigue. Jay says, when you rank Mr. Speed at number 31, you're basically saying that you hate puppies, babies, and you don't wash your hand after going number 2. Oh, Mr. Speed has a killer groove. All right, let's go top 3.
Right. The one thing I want to add about Mr. Speed is I like the box set demo better than the original because I think Bob Kulick fucking rips on that song on the demo. Listen to that version. It's a better version in my opinion. Okay.
I want to hear somebody bitch about our top 3.
Okay. Top 3.
Here we go.
Okay. And coming in at number 3 from the debut album, She Dropped the Deuce. Tom had it number 2. I had it number 8. Sonny had it number 3. And Steve had it as 11.
Once again, Steve's sabotaging the rankings.
What the fuck did I do? Zeus had it lower than me.
I had it at 8.
That's Deuce. What can you say about it?
I had it at 8, Steve.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah.
11 teen.
Hey, I had a bad day.
That's okay.
Fucking bike fell.
Number 2. Number 2.
Lonely's the Hunter wiped me out today.
Yeah, exactly.
I was done.
You were done. All right, number 2 from Tom's favorite album, Dressed to Kill, the Kiss classic, Come On and Love Me.
Yes.
Tom had his number 1.
Number 1, baby.
I had it number 5. Sonny had number 6. And bringing up the rear as usual, Mr. Steve had a number at 9.
Steve, I'm starting to think now all of a sudden you're not the Kiss fan.
Yeah.
It was in the top 10.
I know. I'm teasing. So let's bring it.
I need more blood.
Come On and Love Me is number 2.
Here we go.
And then I don't know if I can do the little drums here, Peter Criss drums. How's it go? Number 1 ranked Kiss song from the 10 albums that we've reviewed off the debut album, Black Diamond.
Yep.
Tom, number 3. Me, number 1. Sonny, number 12.
What the fuck?
And you fucking bitch about me?
He hates Peter Criss.
Steve has it at number 1.
Yep.
That's
Pooni hating Peter Criss.
Black Diamond. To me, it's a no-brainer. That's the song that I say you can play it anywhere. That's the song when someone tells you, Kiss, they're fucking horrible. Listen to this song. When Kiss isn't classic rock. Listen to that song. Oh, Kiss and their musicianship. Listen to that song.
Yeah.
You know,
these 3 songs all could be interchangeable depending on what day and what mood, because all three of them are like 1A, 1B, 1C. They're all perfect Kiss songs, and there's a reason why they're in the top three. Yeah. Yep.
Anybody else want to make a comment about Black Diamond?
Sonny, tell us why you had. I mean, 12 is still high, but how come it didn't get in your top 5 or 10?
There's just some songs like Tomorrow and I've Had Enough and
Yep.
Who Wants to Be Lonely. I just listen to more. And it's the lover of fast Kiss in me. If I was just going to go classic Kiss, my guess is it ends up being higher.
Okay.
Is it because of Peter's voice? You're not a fan of Peter?
No. It's got nothing to do with Peter's voice. Just I've Had Enough is a better song in my opinion. Sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry.
No. Just, sorry. It's just when I grew up, right? If I get into rock in the late 70s, I'm probably a Black Diamond fan. But you're talking about mid 60s, and all the speedster guitar players were out there. I've Had Enough was right in my bang zone.
No, it's the same thing when it's the same thing. If Love Gun was included in these rankings, Steve and I would have had like Got Love for Sale at like number 2. And you guys would have thought we were high.
92.
Would have been number 1 for me. Number 1.
Right, but there are certain songs that you just attach yourself to, and certain songs that you don't, and that's why Kiss is like the greatest band in the world, because you can have Black Diamond ranked 12th, but it's still the number 1 song amongst everybody else.
Because we all have, and I'm not saying Steve does just a Kiss podcast, but 3 of us have strictly Kiss podcasts. Steve has,
talks about Kiss all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And we each have something different about the band we like. Out of nowhere, I like You're All That I Want. Out of nowhere, Sonny comes out and says, I like fucking Asylum's my favorite. Out of nowhere, you're sitting there saying, I love all the shit on Unmasked. And out of nowhere, this fucko puts Mr. Speed at 31. So we're all different, but we all love the band. And so you can come in at different eras, different members, different songs, different styles. You still love them.
Yep.
How many bands can say that? And we're all huge Kiss fans. It's not like, hey, I like this band, and so I like these 2 albums the most from this band, and everything else isn't as good.
Yep.
You like this band, you could have any, song, era, member, costume, album, whatever. That's the thing about Kiss. And that's why there's 5,652 podcasts on Kiss, and that's why we have all these people still watching and commenting.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's what makes Kiss like one of the most interesting bands out there, that they have so many eras that's chopped up into the, the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and then what's going on now. And like Paul says, like, I hate to say this, but like where you get on the elevator. Like, someone got it. Sonny got it in the 80s. I was in the late 70s. You guys like, when you guys got in there, it's just amazing that, and that skews your view to what you like in your songs and your albums. And one thing I'm going to be interested in is, I hope we could do this again after you guys do 10 more albums.
Oh, absolutely.
See. What I would like to do is actually do the next 10 albums you guys do this for that, and then later do
everything,
the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be more interesting to do, like show wise, to just see where everybody lands. And I can't wait to see what you guys, what albums you pick next. And I totally agree that you guys should stick with Tom and Zeus doing just the album reviews yourself.
Yep. A lot of comments here. Well said, Steve, by the way. Well said. A lot of people happy with Black Diamond. People aren't going to, can't really argue with the top 3 all quintessential Kiss cuts. Let's see. Something
Brent
for everyone.
Says,
love the diversity and the fun way we can give each other shit over our opinions. Go ahead, Zeus.
Brent Millhouse, best Peter vocals.
Oh, by far. Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
No, is he asking what we think is the best Peter vocals?
No, I think he's he's Black Diamond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, can you do me a favor, Sonny? I just shut down the screen. Can you go up, because someone said Shandy 79. Where is Shandy for everybody? I'm curious.
I'm the one who wrote it in. Shandy
Okay,
was number
can you
79
tell-
for us.
Okay, but can you tell everybody's rankings from Shandy?
Tom was at 47.
Oh, yeah.
Zeus was at 106. I was
Last.
at 36. And Steve was at 104. So we had two in the top 40-ish.
Zeus
and
literally
two
had
in
it
the bottom.
last, and Steve had it third to last.
Yeah. Stupid.
That is
I
unbelievable.
love you, Zeus.
Yes.
That is
Oh
unbelievable.
my god.
That is
Oh
unbelievable.
my god. That fucking
Wow.
truth
3 hours and 5 minutes to get to the number one song. I love it. Woo.
Yeah.
That's why we do this on Friday nights, people.
Yeah. And there was no drinking tonight, too.
Not yet. Maybe he'll start
Well,
now.
There wasn't.
Well, actually, Steve
Yeah.
was drinking.
I know.
Did you notice?
I was 5 deep when we fucking
Yeah.
came out of the air.
Then he started petting his little friend like at about 70.
Yeah,
And now he's at 10.
I apologize.
exactly.
We do have a problem with our cat here. I've never seen the poor
I'm
little guy
sorry.
here.
Sorry. The Catman's having
Sorry.
problems.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe if you send me over, I can fucking help him.
Yeah, what the fuck? This is New York.
This is New York, fucko.
Give me his cell number. I'll text him.
Yeah. That's all we need. Guys, honestly, this was awesome. Thank you for Sonny for doing the second list, Steve for getting involved, my partner Tom. Most importantly, I just want to say thank you to everybody watching. Oh, but before we do, can you guys want to just say a quick shout out to your podcast and say where we can find you, what you guys got coming up on your shows?
Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, Sonny.
Steve.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, Sonny.
Go ahead, Sonny.
Growing Up Rock, we're in the middle of the year 1990, so we got a couple more episodes coming out on that. And then we're going to kind of get back to normal, do a mix of interviews and themed episode, etc. And then Podcast Rock City, All Kiss podcast. We just had Quarantine on a few weeks ago.
Nice.
And, we're out usually every Monday on we're usually out every Sunday for Growing Up Rock and every Monday for Podcast Rock City.
Steve.
All right, cool. Yeah, Part of the Hell podcast, where we have a new episode every Friday. This week's episode, which came out today, was we had Joey Casada on there.
Oh, nice.
You the music.
I can't do it. It's the live cast.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'd be playing the Godfather music.
Well, when you put it up on the other thing, cue Joey's music. We
Dude,
just had
I'm not-
Joey on there. We did a
fan.
great episode with him. We just did a classic rock episode that'll be out next week. And actually, it's funny that Sonny and Steven are doing 1990. We are going to do a 90s month in September. We're doing live album songs, and we're actually going to be doing a Kiss in the 90s episode.
Ooh, awesome.
At the end of September. So tune in, check us out. If you're listening to Tom and Zeus here, you could. If you listen to them here, you can listen to us there as well.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Cool. And we want to thank all the listeners and all the interaction. This has been more fun than I imagined. I mean, 3 hours talking about Kiss, I'll be honest with you, it flew by. I can't believe I'm looking at the counter at the top. And I'm like, I can't believe this. Just a great time. And it was awesome the way we broke it down. So thank you, everybody. And I want to give a quick shout out to our friend Ed over at Click T-Shop for putting that awesome banner together that we shared on our social media, that really cool graphic that he does for us. So we want to thank him and Click T-Shop. We always talk about them. But Sonny, Steve, viewers, commenters, Zeus, awesome time. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, so I want to add on that just a little quick thing. Ed at Click T-Shop, always the type of guy he is when we ask him to do this, he doesn't have, he just does this out of the goodness of his heart. Always willing to do that. That's why all the podcasts, not just Kiss podcasts, love him.
Yep.
And
Great guy.
that's why we ask all of you guys to support him. And it's not to support him because, just do him a favor. It's because his shit is awesome.
Yep.
Ed is a great guy.
Yep.
He's a great guy, and his stuff is great. So go to Click T-Shop, guys. Check him out. He does an awesome job. And I want to thank, again, Sonny for all that you did for this too. Steve for jumping in. I know you had some stuff that you're going on with your cat and stuff, but you managed to get your list done today. So kudos to you. My partner, Tom, who's always just the man that I like to make laugh and makes my weekends fucking the best. And we will have an episode dropping in about an hour.
That's right.
I really think you guys are going to like something different that, we're really proud of, and I think you guys will enjoy it. So
that's my Saturday morning listen.
Yep.
Yeah, check that out. And just remember to find us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm sure you guys have your programs, the same thing. Send us messages, email, shout it out loudcast at gmail.com. And you always have our new Facebook group, Shout Out Loudcasters. And there's links to all that stuff. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great night, everybody. Peace out, Girl Scout.